Radiant team pick.
All heroes.
It's coming now.
It's not gonna come. It's gonna be the Axe.
Axe or Enigma is coming right now.
Oh man, I can't wait till you're wrong again. Yes, I caught it, dog! Oh, the
Bulldog losing in 1v1 against Sheever. Bulldog losing in draft prediction against Slacks. What's happening?
Just fire me already.
Terrorblade, we've seen Tigers do this before. As soon as you see that ogre, Terrorblade's going to come out and they want to make sure they grab it before it has the chance to get banned. Now they got plenty of time to think about who those initiators are going to be.
Man, they're not banning these initiators either. They still have the Centaur, still have the Axe and Enigma. So they're still letting them through.
And you can keep talking about these heroes, but they're not going to come.
They're going to come. You need some kind of initiators, wouldn't you say?
I would say so.
And what other heroes would you pick outside Centaur, Axe, and Enigma?
Oh, there's plenty of them. There's Spirit for one.
Bat?
We have seen these teams run a bat, right, Sheeves?
Cheever?
Oh, I am trying, like, I just heard 143.7 say, you know what's so effing good here? And then he mentioned a hero, but you guys talked over it, so I can't actually hear
What did he say?
Yeah,
What did he say,
this is the...
Close your eyes, Cheever.
Relive the
Think
moment.
about it. I've seen this in movies. Close your eyes. Think about the moment. What hero did he say? He said, this hero is great.
Maybe he's still talking about Wyvern.
It's banned.
Wyvern is not banned. No, now it is. Jeez.
You know, that's not admissible in court anymore, Bulldog. You can't do that anymore. Memory isn't a thing. You gotta have evidence, real evidence.
So the past doesn't matter?
No, witness accounts don't matter. You gotta have recorded footage.
Surely witness accounts still matter. What do you mean?
You can misremember a lot of stuff.
Sure, but if there's 4 people that remember the same thing, are they really gonna doubt it?
I mean, yeah. That happens in alien abduction stories all the time.
Yeah. Okay.
You think they got abducted by extraterrestrials, Sheever? Or you think it was just 4 kids dropping acid and telling themselves what happened the night before, Sheever?
Maybe it's both.
Oh my god, that would be terrible. Imagine if you dropped acid and got abducted by aliens. Chen! It's a Chen pick, Bulldog.
Yeah, they're going all in on that laning stage right now. Just picking those strong laners. Necrophos obviously very strong against any melee heroes, and Earth Spirit can rotate to any of these lanes, slay the enemy heroes, and Chen gives you that very strong lane presence if he gets the right creeps.
I'm getting a little worried about Royal though. Where's their grab? You know, they got silence, they got a stun that's a little hard to pull off, but where's the grab, Bulldog?
But it's coming in the next pick, obviously. They got 2 heroes left. 2 heroes left, and a Maiden that counters the Chen, because now Chen can't go to the wave anymore, because he just frees the creep, and then it's like,
Well, that's his pet gone.
Yep.
How can he be a zookeeper if he doesn't have a zoo?
Interesting.
And I just heard 143.7. He has a nice carrying voice. They realized that Axe is still in the pool.
Yeah.
But if you can hear it, can't the enemy...
No, they're wearing these massive headsets. I was wearing one earlier today. It's a very heavy headset, but it works.
So.
And it's they're all attached to the desk as well. Like they have like this. It's basically like a local server you come on that is already like just there from the get-go. Like you can't do anything with it. You pick it up and everybody's connected, you know?
Yeah, it looks like they're all wearing it. No cheating here. Yep. Gotta make sure here. Yeah, he's wearing it all right. Getting real tight.
I got some of those at home. I like to wear them and lay in my bathtub and close my eyes and pretend like I'm in a coffin.
Wow.
What? What's wrong with you?
There's Spectre picked up here. My Royal never give up. That's concerning, Bulldog. Where's the beef? Where's the beef to protect that Spectre?
We need some beef.
Where are the beef?
But they have beef heroes. Necrophos is a beef hero. He's super
No, I mean on the other side.
On the other side?
No.
Oh, I meant on the side of Tigers.
I meant on Royal. Necrophos can get big, he can get tanky, but that's mostly for himself.
And you got
as he's running away.
He's got creeps all around, so you have the Chen protecting his Spectre, so he will have a decent lane.
Decent is not what we're looking for.
That's all you got with Spectre. This here is not a strong laner. If you get a decent lane with Spectre, you're alright. You're happy with that.
Alright.
Hopefully we'll pick the initiation hero here. I still love Bat. I know you don't like Bat, but Bat against certain heroes is destroying lanes, but we get the Lina.
Okay, great. Tiger's draft is very, very good, I think. They got the 2 sisters, Terrorblade and Ogre. A lot of answers for a lot of different problems on that draft.
Those are males.
Yeah, I would say the same. I would call them
Don't assume their
brothers.
gender like that again, please.
What?
Crystal Maidenly, and those are sisters or brothers. We're not sure anymore.
What? I mean, whatever. Sure, I'm not going to get into that argument with you.
So what's the last hero the Tigers need? Because I still feel like they're missing a load of beef.
Yeah, both team kind of need that blink-in, let's go hero.
Yep.
And they banned the Centaur, and Axe is still available. Enigma is still available for some reason.
Yeah, Enigma and Axe, the highest contested heroes
Are we
of the previous
still
series,
talking about this?
are not in this series so far. Yes, we are, because they're high-profile heroes at the moment.
It's not common.
The beauty of Bat is when you see the enemy carries, the Bat is beautiful, and Terrorblade gets destroyed by Bat, and Spectre gets destroyed by Bat. So Bat is definitely a viable hero here.
Has only single target. I guess both teams are fairly single target. Like in terms of big team fights, it's just not there yet.
That's all one of these teams. Actually, Royal. What about a Bloodseeker here?
Just pick the Bat. If they know how to play Bat, you just destroy the lane and you win.
That's the Bat on the Axe.
Alright,
Now
so now there's only Enigma Bat. Is there any hero we're missing? What hero can initiate?
Just
Lone Druid?
What? No.
You know that hero?
No. That hero.
What about the Bloodseeker?
For who?
For Royal. As a mid. Owns the mid game, makes space for Spectre, chases down these squisher guys.
I don't know if it's that good against Lina, but I think Lina does fine in that lane.
Okay.
If he's a master. So I'm not sure about that hero. Yeah, Royal never give up. They haven't.
Tinkerban.
It could be Necro mid, but I guess you don't want to put it against Lina, so you might just pick a mid who you can still go maybe the DK. Get some blink stun.
Yeah, that'd be beefy.
Some tanky.
I like it. I like it. DK you can throw at enemies and make a little bit of space for Spectre. That'd be cool. Definitely don't want to see any low HP heroes coming up from Royal. But what about Tigers? You really think it's going to be a Bat or Enigma, huh?
Yes.
Okay.
They're also mentioning Undying, which would make... Oh, there it is.
You shouldn't say they're mentioning. You should just pretend, Shiva, that you're smart.
Yeah.
What about
Wait. You should just pretend you're smart?
Yeah. Not that you need it. I mean, for me, I'm done.
That was a nice save, Bulldog.
Oh, Lord. Alright.
Yeah, now we have Tigers lineup. They don't really have any initiation right now, which could be a problem. But if they just don't need initiation because you got good push power here,
I think
you just hit the towers and you don't need to initiate because the enemy need to initiate on you. Or you just take their towers. And they're very good at killing objectives. And we see Undying as well. This hero, if there's no one that can kill the Tombstone, this hero is insane as a 5 hero. And who's going to kill the Tombstone?
Chen. He sent his little creeps after it.
But the creeps are very bad. And there's going to be a Terrorblade around there that just one-shots them.
Okay, true. And
I'm getting very worried here.
Well, is there an answer? Is there one hero that fits the draft like a glove?
I like Dragon Knight. He can hit Tombstone. He can be beefy. He can push towers. He can do everything Royal needs right now.
Even if they go late game here, you normally feel like, oh, I got Spectre, guys, we could go late. Can you against this lineup?
No.
Terrorblade is Undying. Lina.
Baru, mama.
They're trying to cheese Reno, eh?
You.
Okay. That's a big push with an insurance policy. I could get behind such a
that
plan.
hero will create a lot of space, and Lina is not the greatest hero against Brood. If it's a good Brood player, he should be winning that matchup. So, you know, we used to see a lot of Brood first too, because the hero just farms, but ideally you pick a last pick against a hero that can't deal with it. And Lina is not the greatest, but it is good enough. Or you can put Terrorblade there with 8 armor or whatever, with 2 stout shields. So I'm going to go with Tigers, because they got Undying.
Oh. You know, I think I want to go with Tigers as well, just because I predicted that Terrorblade pick. I like a Terrorblade with an Ogre Magi. They got a lot of different ideas on Royals, which I think is great, but Tigers has one idea, win. So I'll go with them.
Yeah, I also will side with Tigers for this.
No. Oh, no.
Sheeper always cop.
Oh, Sheeper.
Always copy.
I can explain my reasoning, but we don't have time for that.
Explain it, Jigger.
Explain it. We do have time. All right.
Explain.
Well, I like Spectre if you're going late game. I like Brood if you're going to try to do something early game. But when you're split on two things and you can't really make up your mind, I'm not too much of a fan of that. On top of that, I know that both of these teams have a tendency to go very, very late game, and you know that Spectre is a really good hero late game, but I like Terrorblade a little bit more on that as well. So
Agreed.
I kind of feel like late game, it is also going to be Tigers that's going to take it.
Agreed.
So that's my reasoning for going with Tigers.
Yep.
Let's head over to Moxie and Kyle for game
All
one.
correct.
All right, well, it looks like we have a very biased couch full of Tigers fans, huh?
We're always biased.
I mean, you got some Tiger socks on today, so I don't know if you can talk about it.
It was on purpose.
It was on purpose. You're feeling Tigers right now, too?
Yeah, this is going to be easy. I agree with 2 shields. He'll take no damage. And I think Undying
do like Afu on that Earth Spirit, but like we said, we got 1437 playing the Undying, and who's gonna hit that tombstone?
That is a great question indeed, and not just that, but all 3 of their cores don't really ever leave their lane. You have Chen Earth Spirit who really need to just take over the map if they want to win, but I don't know how you do that when there's an Ogre Undying in your off lane. Like, that is arguably the strongest lane I can think of.
Yeah, I do have that core Ogre. Mr. Moon Meander will be playing it, but
I don't think Spectre can touch creeps up there.
I don't think so either. I think they got a big tanky boy up there. It's going to be able to harass quite a bit. We've seen some crazy multicast throughout this tournament here, but already some harass coming out. And you know, we can't discount Royal, right? These guys have made some miracles happen.
Miracles are an understatement, I think.
What would you call them then?
Oh, they never give up. That's for sure. Royal never gives up.
Liking this, liking Zephyr's feeling pretty excited. Throws out those taunts. Needs to be careful. Doesn't immediately get murdered over here. Moon Meander gonna try to fight Monet for this rune. And not gonna be able to get it. 343 grabs it in time.
Look at all
Monet,
the damage taken though. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I mean, they're not even putting the Undying up there. They're going to leave him bottom lane to zone out the Necrophos Earth Spirit lane, which I don't mind. I feel like Lena CM could have got bullied, so if you can win both lanes, why not do it? And up top, I'm pretty sure CM Ogre is going to be just fine. And also, the CM Aura, once he hits level 2, is going to be so nice for this entire draft of Tigers. They're just going to spam spells.
Absolutely. I know the Lena in particular and the Undying will really benefit from that arcane aura. Now my thing is, so like SRF, we've seen him in other games. He's been super effective, but it's been on playmaking heroes. This time he's on a Necrophos.
Indeed. I feel like every offlaner in China can play Necrophos, but at the same time, to your point, doesn't make plays, and really their whole draft doesn't make plays. It's a lot on the support combination of Afu and 343 to make moves, but we shall see. They don't have a real way to deal with the Broodmother Spider Army, so if he has a great game on Stay, then maybe that'll be enough for them to just take the game, but it's a lot easier said than done.
Yeah, it's actually pretty interesting to consider too, because Stay has, you know, he's one of those players that sometimes, you know, he'll lose that lane, but he always manages to really kind of bounce back, it feels. Especially we saw at one point, you know, that Ogre, sorry, not the Ogre, but I'm looking at the Ogre, but looking at like the Storm Spirit that he played in one of the games. I think that was like the 90-minute long one. The Shrek that he's played as well, where he just had a terrible laning phase but bounced back so well. The Broodmother will be interesting to watch for sure, if they're going to be able to actually accelerate, take over that lane, get things done, or you know, if he's going to be forced back, but they don't have a great solution.
I like this play from both sides here. 343 grabbing the mana burn creep to just apply pressure and prevent the CM Ogre harass, but you actually see Zephyr choosing to skill Frostbite level 2 to ensure that that creep is taken out immediately. Wastes some, not waste, but utilizes a mango to do so, but I think it's well worth.
Middle lane, Stay itself taking some damage here, but they do have that spider army slowly building up.
You can see he's not even bothering to harass him because he has the 2 shields. And this is something we see a lot of players do nowadays against Brood.
1437, the kick back. Again, it's an Undying. He's got 20 stacks of decay on him. He's pretty strong there. It's going to be a survivor. Won't be too much of an issue, but
he's doing his job. You just want to keep the pressure away from your Lina, allow Wonder Kid a chance to get some free last hits. And nice, a sadder creep up top. This is what makes Chen such a valuable safe laner. There's no real way to outlane a team that can effectively have 3 heroes in their safe lane, and that 6 HP regen aura is so effective against heroes that rely on harassment to win the lane.
We're definitely, you know, struggling here in this top lane. Back and forth, though, like we said earlier on, we saw that the CM Ogre combo was able to harass Monet pretty strong. Okay, we get a rotation coming out. There's going to be the Fire Blast roll. It comes through, and they get the first blood over on the Zephyr. They could possibly get Mamander here, too, as they throw out the body blocks. He's just trying to get out some damage because he knows he's not long for this world. Will get taken down. It'll be 3-4-3 who gets another kill.
That's real nice for your chat. May have wanted to give some of that to Spectre, but I think 3-4-3 is going to be very happy. Gives him a chance to rush what I would imagine is probably a medallion in this kind of game. You have a lot of low armor heroes on the side of Tigers.
Ooh, and we get a kill actually in the bottom lane. 1437 takes down SRF. Top lane again, 3-4-3 now, in for some trouble. Will get taken down by Moonmander. Monet gonna have to walk himself back to that tower. Doesn't have any men on him. And this middle lane, again, we see a lot of harass coming out on state, but there's a big army that is being built up, and 1437 will just suicide over here in this camp, gets tripped back home.
I think the lanes are going about as expected for both sides. Radiant probably doing a little bit better bottom than they might have expected. But I've seen the 1437 Undying do a lot of work in this tournament.
Oh, Zephyr slowed down just a little bit. Frostbite comes out, but it's going to be 3-4-3. Gets yet another kill. Has a Wild Wing too. Was throwing that tornado after the Crystal Maiden there. And a double damage run is available here for Wonder Kid.
It's a nice pickup. Should be able to dominate a couple waves bottom now thanks to that. Maybe even look for a kill, but he'll have to land a naked stun. 3 wards up on Afu.
It's going to be pretty hard to take. You'd probably have to grab... Who do you even grab, actually, is the question if you're trying to get a kill here in this bottom lane. You really have to chip down beforehand, right? Because you don't really have anything other than the Light Strike Array to kind of hold down Afu.
Yeah, it's definitely a difficult kill.
Dude, that smoke though.
You think you can just win the lane here if you're Tigers. You just want to kind of keep the game equalized. Trust that you will win in the late game. Broodmother more of a mid-game peak than anything further on. You can deal with spiders quite easily once the CM Lina have enough damage to kill them in nukes as well.
Terribly feels like he's feeling pretty confident here in the mid lane though. 38-7 right now for CS, 27-5 over here on the Broodmother. So again, we talked about that double stout shield. He's just pretty much being allowed to farm very comfortably.
Yep, this is just fine with your TB. And it's really scary as well in some ways for RNG because you're giving away free farm and the highest level to the win condition of Team Tiger. Stone's gonna miss. This could be trouble.
Yeah, they'll turn back around throughout that stone here. 1437. Drops the tombstone. They'll chase after. Sorry, not the tombstone. Yeah, they will. They'll chase after SRF over here. But again, he's really hard to take down. He's got that ghost trap. They'll turn back around again. Do have 20 stacks of decay though over here onto 1437.
And Wonder Kid missing both stuns, unfortunately, or maybe they could have done a little more with that. But they do force the Ghost Shroud and get a lot of harass off, which is quite nice.
At the same time, they use the tombstone during that as well. Now, Ajit's now in for some trouble here. That spider army quickly chasing him down, getting little nibbles here and there. We'll use the Sunder, though, and just walk right away from it.
Interesting. Surprised he was taking that much pressure. There's just a lot of spiders. Expecting some trouble.
This is not looking good right now for Moonmander. He's going to get taken down. They'll chase after Zephyr. Now the slow coming out. They've got that Hellbear creep. Trying to run after Zephyr. We'll get the clap off. Need maybe one more hit. There's going to be the roll coming forward here. And they actually will juke through these trees. Oh my goodness. Zephyr's going to make it out alive.
Really well played. He did not want to go down there.
Do you ever really want to go down?
Mid tower's dead. Wow.
Yeah.
That was Very fast. He must have a lot of spiders. I do not know quite how many because it all comes up together, but...
It's a lot. It's absolutely an entire army here. Top lane, Moon Meander in for some trouble. Again, the body blocks. The rocks come through. And one more click. 3-4-3 is just cleaning up in this top lane.
I underestimated how powerful this Chen Spectre would be because in my head there's an Undying there, but he's obviously in the safe lane, and you can see 3-4-3 is causing a lot of issues up top, and it's so easy for an Earth Spirit to roll in. This is something we saw EG do as well. They popularized it back with their old lineup when they had Crit and Misery. As they had no 5 players, they both had to play 4. Same sort of concept here.
It almost looks really scary when you see the spiderlings come out here, but we'll drop the Tombstone bottom lane just to harass SRF. Again, they don't have anything to hold them into place. It's a very survivable hero, but it'll give a lot of space here to Ajit so he can hit creeps, get things done. And we see the Broodmother actually taking over the net worth now.
Yep, he's having a great game. Just needs to ensure you can keep taking towers and look to rotate probably to the top area of the map. I like to see Broods play that area as Dire. And control the triple camp and then cut 2 waves at the same time.
Afu and Stay do spot out this lead. 14:37, looking around here in the corner. Afu still gonna try to get those stacks of decay. Spider baby's chasing after him. There's gonna be the nuke thrown out. Roll comes through. We'll be able to connect onto the stun. They've got the haunt, and they're gonna try to take down Afu here. We'll be able to find that kill. It'll be the Broodmother who cleans up and still going after this Lina. Oh, Wonder Kid. To Stay go for it. Stay goes for it. That's gonna be another kill.
Wow. That's perfect play, and the Earth Spirit, as you can see, just doing so much work with these creep heroes, and the Spectre as well, providing tons of reach. I was really surprised when Tigers chose to take Lina into a Spectre, because traditionally, that's what's going to kill. Spectre ults, jumps right on top of you. Lina relies on mobility and high move speed. Spectre just hops on top of your face.
So I'm really liking the way that RNG's been playing lately. We talked about how they've been kind of going more towards that late game earlier on, but the last 2 games that we saw actually that they played, they were playing it very fast. They had this really nice understanding of their timings. It feels like this is going to be one of those games as well, as though you also have Monet, of course, who will be that insurance policy, like we said. But Wonder Kid in for some trouble now. Silence gets thrown out. All those spider babies fighting with those zombies, but you'll be able to take them out, and they managed to take that Laguna Blade and hit Afu in the face with it.
That was a very important kill. You do not want to lose your Lina once again. Bottom lane TB continuing to try and accelerate, but so far RNG off to a great start. Not much of a lead, but I think they have the sort of draft that can expand upon it very easily if they keep up the tempo.
Feels like they're making so much chaos during this early game. Runes come out.
Wonderkid.
Do have 3 heroes here. Frostbite will get used over on Spectre. Monet forced to move back. Hand God comes out. 3-4-3 trying to run out. They land the Light Strike array though. This is not looking great here. Yeah, they'll be able to get the kill onto 3-4-3. Stay is busy though, munching up these Ancients over here.
He's got a Diffusal finished real soon. He is farmed.
He's super farmed. Well, like, he was taking a lot of harass in the mid lane from the Terrorblade, but it doesn't matter when you can build a spider army, right?
Yep. Nah, he did a great job taking mid tower as early as he did. All he had to do was chase the Terrorblade away once and then just commit hard. He had enough spiders to zerg it down ASAP. And that's really big for a Brood because it opens up the Ancient camps and you just kind of chill in mid lane and bounce around the high grounds and just rinse repeat, as you can see. Just keep farming these Ancients. Yeah. It represents like 500 GPM just from Ancients alone. You add in the creep wave and you're rolling.
Look at Stay. Oh man, look at all those spider babies. That Lena's got to run out of there. She is not equipped to deal with this at this time. Alright, we get the Hood of Defiance picked up now over. Next up, we've got smokes coming out, but that's the Diffusal timing like we talked about. It's a very scary Broodmother. Who's going to deal with this spider?
Nobody. Other than the CM and Lina, they really don't have any AoE damage. So maybe if they fight near a tomb, I'm not sure how the zombie versus spider war actually plays out, but it's an option.
I'm worried though because they are so very squishy, so even if they start putting out these AoE spells, are they going to survive long enough to do anything with them?
Is the concern, especially if they get purged.
And then Meander down here. They've got the Spectre as well. They'll lay in that dagger. Tombstone gets dropped though, and they'll use that Magnetize. Afu trying to slow them down. Will be able to stun up 2 of these heroes. Trying to move himself into the trees. But it looks like they're just going to do a whole disengage.
Yeah, well executed. The 4th rotations though, and in the meantime, Spectre Chen still just farming top. Chen ult's going to be up soon. He will be rushing that medallion as expected. Treads the next choice for a stay on the Broodmother. You can see his GPM just continuing to skyrocket, and again, he's just farming 2 ancient camps. He's going to take this medium camp below and just keep farming the map.
So much space here for the Spectre and the Broodmother that they're managing to create. It's pretty tough for Ajit. He's been bouncing between different lanes, and he's just not getting that much comfort, I feel. Like he's constantly feeling pressured. Does have Wonder Kid standing nearby though for a little bit of protection, and they'll put a little pressure here in the top lane and the Spectre. Double damage rune is available over here in the top here. Stay grabbing that double damage. That is going to be a spooky spider.
Oh, for sure. He can do Roche pretty quickly, especially if they have a Chen with a medallion and a few creeps there.
They land in that. Wonder Kid moving back. There's going to be the stun. Oh, this should be a very, very deadly. And there's going to be the haunt coming through. Actually, Wonder Kid's still alive here. Looks like Afu in for some trouble. Does get just burnt down by that metamorphosis coming out from the Terrorblade. And that is haunt that they just committed for it. But in the mid lane stay, he's taking advantage of all the space. Should be able to get that tower. Although the multicast of the Laguna Blade is one way to handle a spider.
Yeah, they have some pretty serious magical burst on the side of Tigers.
3-4-3. Dove behind that tower. What you doing there?
It's a nice exchange. You get at least the tier 1 top. You did kill the Brood. Now you get a nice pick off on the Chen along to go. With this tier 1, arguably the 2nd most important tower for the Radiant side to take. Most paramount, of course, being the mid.
Cyrex gonna join in here with Afu to get the magnetized off. Reaper's Scythe gets thrown out. Not quite enough damage to take down Ajit at that time, but they still managed to get the kill. Zephyr now using the Dance of His People. Totally out of that mana though. They throw out the Urn Charge. Don't think they're gonna chase after him, but oh, never mind. I'm totally incorrect. Here's Afu Rose forward, but he will back off.
Oof. What an interesting game thus far. I think RNG has executed their game plan near flawlessly. A last pick Brood. You need to ensure you have a Brood player and also that he's in the right sections of the map. And so far, I have no gripes whatsoever. Just continuing to farm those mid-ancient camps and the mid lane. And it applies so much pressure. You look at the map for Tigers and they're really split in that they can only make moves onto the side lanes. Mid is effectively dead. Brood died, sure, but he was taking a tier 2 and diving it. It's to be expected.
Now do you think we're going to see the Brood make her way to a different lane now to keep applying that pressure? Or
I don't think so.
Farm up and
maybe after Roche. I think you can maybe get the top tier 1, but that's not really a relevant tower. It doesn't give you much map control. Just keep doing what you're doing. Look to get Roche when the Spectre comes more online, probably around that Manta timing.
Well, Haunt's gonna be down for another minute or so, so they're gonna just keep on farming. Runes are up. And looks like Zephyr grabbing one. Ajit takes that tower. But again, stay. Just bouncing around between these camps.
Yep.
Not a care in the world here. Rest of the team hanging out over on the side, hoping maybe Wonder Kid will come forward. But, oh yeah, they'll go for it. They'll roll forward. Oh man, you're on the high ground in your own base. You're not even safe. That is 3 heroes there that just wipe you off the map.
You look to push mid a bit. They have a wolf creep. That's so big when you have a Broodmother.
That's a buyback on Melina right now. TPs are coming out.
You can see though the spiders do die to the CM Melina spells.
The sister combo there. Working together. Uh-oh, Meander. About to run into some people, I think. Huh? They have to know that this Brood is just... Yeah, okay. Terrorblade. Smacking off.
No, but it's just... They don't have anything to really deal with the Brood's terrain walking. And... Yeah, the Undying pick is great, and the panel is a big fan, but at the same time, you just can't run away with it. Run away as the spider. You don't need to fight against Tomb if you're the side of RNG, and there's no real lockdown for Tigers to keep you in the vicinity. They're all on this Terrorblade getting 6 slotted, but we shall see. I fear Lena's going to feed to the Spectre the entire game, and Ogre offlane when you don't win your lane is real rough. I don't really feel his game impact at the moment, and he has no lane to play.
It's gonna be a problem for sure. Crystal Maiden as well, another very squishy hero like that. Lena is going to have difficulty dealing with Spectre, among other heroes that are on the map. Yules gets used over here on Afu, realizing that he's going to try to roll and stun up Wonder Kid. We'll just make a hasty retreat, and the Force Staff gets picked up over on Necrophos. Just to kite a little bit more, get away from stuff.
Nice sentry. Won't get the real ward, but I like that they didn't waste it on the high ground. See, though, there is a really cool ward that 343 placed in the base recently, but we'll check that out momentarily.
Oh, he's just going to run away here. He's going to get slowed down just a little bit. There's going to be a stone kicked out here by Afu. Does slow down that Undying, but there's the Yules, and the rest of the team will be able to find themselves a Chen in the woods.
That's good. There's the ward we were talking about a moment ago. It's just, not sure how impactful it is. You're finding kills on a Chen in your own jungle. In the meantime, Spectre Brood just continue to accelerate. If you look at the Brood's net worth, I mean, he was at 6 when TB was at like 5, and he is nearly double that while Terabyte.
Ajit's in so much trouble. Monet will actually use the Honto, go for the roll, and Sight comes through. And Ajit's no more down for 73 seconds. This tower is theirs for the tanking, and this Brood Mother is getting closer to a BKB, which is going to be a huge problem.
Oh, for sure.
The side of Tigers.
I think RNG are in a perfect position. They just need to ensure they don't make any critical errors. You can get a BKB Brood, look to go Roshan, keep making the same plays.
Multicast over here on SRF. He is taking some, but over here we do see that the Lina throws out the Laguna Blade, and we'll find the kill on Afu. Now we're looking at Stay, and for a little bit of trouble, drops those webs, trying to scooty booty out here. We'll get slowed down there by the Ignite. Just keeps on trucking. They need a little bit more slow to take him out, and he's going to go climb into these woods and try to hide. Oh, they're trying to piss him over. They still have vision. They're really hunting for Stay. They want a dead spider. The BKB gets picked up, though. We'll just pop the BKB. He turns back around, and he's going to go to town over here onto Moonmeander. Moonmeander in for some trouble. There's a heal coming through, though. Stay still alive, back at full HP here for the most part. He's going to just try to run home. They're committing so hard for this, Kyle.
I don't know if this is wise or not.
I don't know. I'm not liking this. Afu is right back up again. Magnetize gets thrown out. SRF is here. Yeah. Yahoo indeed.
What a play from Stay. That was insane. He used 5 webs in that just flee away. Pops the BKB, heals himself to full. Tigers still keep diving, and the whole time, like, Spectre's not even there. He's just chilling, farming creeps.
Why did they dive so hard for that?
They feel pressured. I mean, they're in a position right now where it feels like they don't do things, they're going to just lose the game. The Terrorblade's behind. They know Broodmother is owning the map, and they haven't touched Spectre. He's had a completely free game, and it's going to continue because you just have Broodmother problems. You've got a massive spider. It's the same, like, imagine you came home, long day at work. You are hungry, you had some errands to run perhaps, some bank statements to fill out, and then it turns out there is literally a massive tarantula just hanging from the ceiling, and you can see this giant egg sack, and then baby spiders are just erupting all over the kitchen table. Alright, can you really focus on the necessities? You don't have time to cook some spinach down or grill some chicken. You've got a big glaring issue, and that is the scenario the Tigers is facing. And unfortunately, Tigers, while they are an apex predator, they don't have a method of really clearing out a giant spider very easily.
Well, I'm going to have nightmares now because of this. Thanks for that.
No problem.
I'm pretty sure you just burn your house down if you've got tarantula egg sacs just like popping all over your kitchen table. Good
that is actually not a bad plan.
Oh my gosh. Yules comes out though, 3-4-3, in for some trouble. Spectre can't do a whole heck of a lot against that Lena and Undying, but we'll be able to take down the tombstone. So it's a little bit of gold going over there. Seems okay with losing that Chen.
Yeah, you don't mind. It's like the second or third time 3-4-3 has died for the team.
It makes sense every time, it feels like.
And now Spectre sitting mid, he's going to have a defusal soon, and the Spectre just starts to peak every item you get from this point on. The Manta Diffusal's great, then you add on a Heart, and then an Abyssal, and each item is just so devastating and makes it even more difficult for the Tigers to find a fight.
She's just so far ahead too, right? We've got about 12k net worth on her. Terrorblade, no, not doing terribly, but 9.4k. It's a bit of a difference there, as now the Necrophos takes over that second slot. It's going to go back and forth between the two of them, though, here.
Yeah, the main concern is how Spectre is going to be able to get on top of the CM and Lena. As you can see, Lena going for the Yules Aether Lens build, but 5 armor, 1,000 HP. Ghost Scepter picked up as well, but still, just such a incredibly squishy hero in this game. They're gonna have major spider problems, as we've explained.
Uh-oh. Zephyr, slow him down just a little. Just spook him a bit here. Won't commit super hard. We'll just start putting some pressure on the tower, but they clean up those spiderlings pretty quickly. Yeah, but like you said, you know, a Spectre, even though you've got that Aether, right, so you can, you know, kind of back off a little bit, you still have to watch out for that Haunt.
Yep.
That Haunt's going to be a problem. Crystal Maiden's going to suffer very, very badly from it as well. And if you can wipe them out pretty quickly and you've got a big old spider army, things are going to start getting destroyed very quickly.
Indeed. Although I will say RNG does need to look to make a move sometime soon. I don't want to see them maybe go for Roche. Neko TP's into no man.
Oh, Hand of God comes out. There's going to be the Yules turning back around. Afu has himself a haste. Feels like they just want to back off. They'll turn their attention though over onto Moon Meander. He's pretty tanky. It'll be difficult there. Haunt comes out. Uh-oh, there's going to be the freeze coming out over onto Afu. Crystal Maiden doing the dance for people here, but they'll just back off.
We'll play both sides.
But again, what do you do when you got a giant spider eating away at your buildings?
I think they've done a really good job. Spectre, did Spectre even port into that fight?
I'm not sure. I know we saw the Haunt there, but
I don't think he did.
I think he's just chilling, wants to give everybody a little fright. SRF takes some damage from that multicast. They hit another Life Striker, but there's the jump forward from SRF. Oh, last second though. We'll be able to heal up that Ogre. Not going to be near enough damage, but Lina now in for some trouble. Does have that Ghost Up. They'll turn their attention to Moon instead. Take him down. They pop the BKB on the Broodmother here.
That's a big charge to use. You don't really want to have a 5-second BKB that early in a game like this, especially when you're against so much magic damage and lockdown.
And maybe she was expecting many more people to be there for that fight. They do realize that they're rocking into this Roche pit. I'm not sure.
It dies very fast.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they can even get in there, honestly.
I really like this decision.
Courier? Okay, they use the fort. It's going to be Monet with the Aegis.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And we'll just see the casual moonwalk out here from the Undying. The roll comes forward though. Uh-oh. Showing off a little bit too much. Those dance moves are too flashy, my friend. They will take you out.
Another kill for the side of RNG. You can see poor Moon Meander just not really finding a foothold in this game. Even with the GPM talent, he's falling sorely behind. Did go for defensive items at the start. Buck Ower into Crimson Guard seems to be the next choice, which I don't mind here. You're getting so many creeps and minions and Spectre Haunt, Brood Spiders, etc.
It's like you said, if you don't really dominate that lane as this this Ogre, it becomes an issue here. Afu gonna have to roll himself away though. Gets spotted out. Couple of those ignites flying over on him. He's got the Glimmer Cape though. Oh, why did he turn around? I'm thinking this is a very... Oh, no. Spoke too soon. Safe and sound back at home.
Yeah, really lucky with that timing. So it's a very slow game. Not really reading what the game plan here is for either side. I feel like Tigers might just be content to sit on their heels, try and buy time, but wondering when RNG is going to look to make their move.
We don't really see the Broodmother joining in any of these team fights for the most part, it feels. It's like every time there's a big fight, things, you know, maybe arrow to the side of Tigers, but then stay. He's hitting a building.
Yep.
And he's just finding these openings, and it doesn't matter how many kills are on the board if you're taking objectives, if you're ruining someone's base. They do initiate over here on the side. They found the Terrorblade. BKB comes out, though. They'll turn their attention now over into Afu. Cycle get thrown out, though. Zephyr will take down, though. Also, Liz Afu there as well. Moon Meander's already falling. It's just Terrorblade against the world here. Look at this. Achi trying everything he can, but Monet going to be able to slay him, and we've got the Spider Army already making its way down. Lena's going to have to TP. She's one of the few heroes that can actually clean out that wave. But they lose the Terrorblade. He had used the BKB. Crystal Maiden, as expected, got evaporated. And Moon Meander just cannot find a footing.
Indeed. It's the downside of the Ogre support. If you don't win your lane, you are effectively just right-clicking creeps the rest of the game. If you actually want items, at least. You could have gone, what I saw last week and hope to never see again, though, that off-lane Ogre into Midas Radiance. Well, that was fun.
That's fun.
Yeah, they lost, as expected, but man, at least you had fun. That's what counts.
Lena actually picking up those boots of travel so that way she can make her way home, because it seems like they understand that Stay will always be trying to pressure whenever possible. So if there's a big fight coming out, either there's going to still be that spider pushing, or it's going to be a bunch of the spider babies while Stay does something else. So definitely makes sense to have those online, but still very, very scary here with Monet, you know, having that Aegis. It's got quite a few items at this point. And again, we saw Terrorblade fighting like everyone.
Yep.
It's just totally surrounded, and still, I don't know. I'm not sure what Tigers can really do.
Neither am I. I feel like they got to get involved. Like I'm, like ready to take a nap. This game just a lot of passivity, and I don't know if you can afford to be this way when you're playing up against a Broodmother, a Spectre, a Necro. Like, all of these cores are going to scale. Here we go.
Oh boy, yeah, they saw Sarah, but they didn't realize there's so much more nearby. Afu gonna roll himself back there. They land the Light Striker as Zephyr trying to run away, though. Monet gonna be able to help out, get the kill, and stay over here. Moonmeander in for a lot of trouble. There'll be another roll forward, though. They've got their eyes over here onto this Undying. They'll turn their attention again over to Moonmeander, though, as they try to take him down. They've got that sight. They'll evaporate him. They'll take down 1437, and that should be an easy objective here for the side of RNG.
Just making it look easy. And just walking up a high ground. They already had a ward down pre-placed. They get the quick initiation. Broodmother is killing a tombstone almost instantly if it goes down. Just the sustain from the Necro and the Chen. I mean, how do you fight into this lineup?
Well, that's what they're trying to figure out right now. Do you use the Laguna Blade here over onto the Broodmother, trying to run herself out? Still alive. They have the Aegis, though, over here on Spectre. Will go and pop it. Brood's going to have to just walk away for a moment. The rest of the team still standing nearby. Light Striker Ray will connect over here. That all is healed here. Hand of God. And just like that, they'll walk away.
I think you're fine with that. You got a ton of damage to the tier 3. Force a buyback on the Undying. And now you're in a position where, yeah, you lost Aegis, but no mind. You're just going to get another haunt. Lena's going to continue to die at the start of fights if he's ever out of position.
No, Crystal Maiden. This is not looking great for our friend Zephyr here. They'll pop the Undying ulti. They actually go and use the haunt. They want this kill to take down Zephyr. They're looking for a little bit more here. Broodmother gets heal stuff into the air. She's still hungry, though. They go back in. They're feeling pretty strong. They don't have the Ogre. They don't have the Crystal Maiden right now. Have to watch out for the Lena. She does not have that Laguna online. They're going to try to take down this tower. The roll forward. Very aggressive coming out here from Afu. Might have been a little bit too aggressive, but they're still putting their faith here in taking down this tower. Not going to be able to do it quite fast enough, as they do lose that Earth Spirit.
It was a very aggressive maneuver from Afu. He's sick of this game as well, it appears. So give me out.
Perhaps.
Trying to win here. Correct. Move on to the Major. Oh well, to play against Na'Vi. Well, the winner of Na'Vi versus the loser of this. That is what is on the line for these squads.
Careful there, your bias is showing. Your bias is showing there.
Oh yeah. I'm very excited about the winner here.
That's sigh. Good grief. Come on.
Just what has my life become? I sit here in Sweden surrounded by memes, watching a Broodmother Spectre game up facing a Terrorblade. And still, he's sticking to his guns, going to continue to farm these ancient camps in the mid-wave. Next up will be a Nullifier to ensure he can destroy the Lena and the TV before they can get off their defensive items, notably the BKB and the Guilds.
The Lena seems to be probably one of the biggest problems at this point for them, and just, you know, the follow-up, you see Moonmeander, he gets off a nice multicast. You'll have the Lena throwing out the Laguna, Light Striker Ray, and they usually manage to get themselves a kill there, but...
Now the issue is their draft really doesn't have any sustained DPS. You got a lot of nice cheap spells, but who plays around who? The Ogre isn't strong enough to walk in anymore, and then the other cores are Lena TB. Neither one really wants to commit the start of a fight. You want to be that +1, the additive, where, you know, your DK is making stuff happen, absorbing fire. You come in, clean up, get all the credit, but no one can get all the credit if no one's giving you the alley-oop.
The smoke breaks over here immediately. When they drop that tombstone, should be able to get the kill over onto 343. He's going to be able to stay alive, though. They'll turn back around. Hand of God. This is a big haunt coming through. Lots of signs. The Reaper Sight gets used. Not going to be quite enough damage, although they're trying pretty hard here. We'll be able to take down Monet using that Laguna Blade. He pops that BKB. He's going to get a kill over onto 343. And they're still chasing over here on SRF. Mules will get used. Afu trying to run out, but not going to be able to outrun that Ogre Magi over here. So a little bit of a better fight coming out for the side of the Tigers. They're still not done yet, too. Did they find themselves an SRF? Can they get the skill with that multicast? And a couple of right clicks. Ajit will take him down as well.
What a strange game, I gotta say, but oh well. I'm sure if you're Tigers, you're not complaining. You can see already the power of the bloodlusted Terrorblade. He does a ton of damage. He might even look to threaten high ground here. It doesn't look like Broodmother's got the biggest spider army up yet.
I mean, he's got the bloodlust and the meta still going. It is just over, though. Broodmother making her way over. But look at all this. How do you get in there right now with the rest of your team not alive? Definitely a tower at the very least. Oh, the light circuit actually connects over onto the Broodmother. It's going to be the buyback coming out immediately now from the Necrophos. Moon Meander for some trouble here. He's just getting bitten down to death. Tries to get a multicast off. Just using his spells. He knows he's done for. As the rest of the team makes a hasty retreat, that rock not going to be able to land.
Yeah, good decision. You get the tier 3 though. And you'll be able to kill shrines pretty soon. Surprisingly, it looks like the Monet Spectre is going to go for a basher into Abyssal instead of the Heart. Not quite sure why. I imagine just because he's afraid of the Sunder, but we'll see.
It's definitely possible. Let's see this team fight again. Look at that. Just not enough damage over Auntie and dying. The Laguna. Right click coming out from Ajit.
Yeah. And you can see the cleanup. You really just can't threaten Terrorblade when he's BKB'd. You don't have any BKB piercing disables on RNG with the exception of the Scythe. So there's nothing you can really do to threaten Ajit, who's rapidly caught up to the Broodmother, and all of a sudden the game's getting a bit scary because while Brood is excellent and ahead, you don't really scale into the late game, and because he bought those armor items, when TB gets that level 20 reflection talent, you're going to be able to give your squad a free Assault Cuirass in essentially every fight.
You're helping out your enemies then at that point, but it's part of the Terrorblade. Alright, so let's see, we've got Spider Army being rebuilt here by Stay. Still top of the net worth. A big smoke being used from the side of RNG. So what's the play here? What are they looking for? Obviously a pickoff of some sort.
This is a pretty risky smoke. They're completely blind, just smoking up the radiant high ground.
There's two sports down here on this low ground. Won't be able to quite grab them in time. They actually go and use the haunt, but will jump forward here. Have their eyes on the Sundial. Moon Meander also going to get held into place. Not enough damage to take him down though with that scythe. We'll be able to take him down though with a little help from some of that extra right click damage here. But the rest of the team makes their way out, and all they get really is Moon. They use the haunt for it as well.
Yeah, Rod expended there for just the one kill, but they do feel pressured, and you can see they were what were they weren't even hitting the gas. They hit the downhill and were like, hey, we're just gonna coast all the way to the finish line. But I just don't know if that's the way to win Dota games nowadays, especially at this level. You gotta be willing to play to win, not just try and avoid defeat.
I mean, that should always be your motto in life, right?
I would think so, but you know, they got a 4,000 gold lead. That's just not enough in this game, and I don't know. Hey, look at what it was.
Yeah.
Wasn't really expanded upon. They took that one bad fight. All of a sudden, Ajit's going to grab 2 bounty runes up top. CM's going to pick up another. Well played there by Zephyr.
That's my issue with this, right? Is the fact that they were, they were starting to play in their previous matches, a little bit more towards that early mid game. They found their opening. They put their foot to the gas pedal. But this time, it feels like they just kind of petered out, like you said, just kind of rolling down that hill. And praying that the momentum keeps up on its own. Whereas Tigers now, they're feeling more confident. You've got this Terrorblade who's doing pretty decent damage, plus that Bloodlust, of course. So
I feel like Bloodlust is underrated in this sort of scenario too, especially when you have crazy damage coming out from a hero like Terrorblade on your squad. This could be a very scary smoke for the side of RNG to deal with. Tigers in a great position on the low ground, just looking to bait this wave, see if somebody gets suckered into it.
Alright, we've got a little smoke on smoke action. I'm gonna go into the... What's the plan with the smoke, my friends? The Roche. Alright, so we'll get that Roche pickup here. Terrorblade does have a Scotty though now. That is pretty scary.
This is a big Roche pickup though.
They use another smoke over here? Yeah, it looks like they have refreshed. Maybe they can get the jump. Maybe they can burn this Aegis right away. They see Stay in that mid lane. It's an arcane rune on him. Just skating around. They cancel out the TP? No, they'll let him walk out. Smoke pops. SRF is taking a little walk through his woods here.
Even though they don't have the Aegis, they're still going to look to pressure a bit. I like to see this from Tigers. Really don't fear an Aegis at the moment.
But the deny, man. Last minute to get that deny. Feels good.
I have a new player to watch.
They'll take the shrine out, though. Might not have gotten that gold for the tower, but they'll find gold elsewhere. We do get a full Abyssal picked up now for the Spectre. Is that going to be able to turn the tide, you think?
Yes and no. I'm just not sure what really starts this game. Neither team really feels much of an incentive to do anything, and I feel like it's gonna just be what we expected coming into this series. RNG versus Tigers, 80-minute games, 90-minute games, ×3, because Lord knows we aren't going to have a 2-game series, but here they go.
Yeah, Moon Meander turns around. They tried to initiate on him, but they found themselves another target here. That Nullifier getting used, though, over here onto Moon will take him down. Now they've turned their attention over to Zephyr, slowly melting, as 1437 is going to get taken down by Stay. Monet will find the kill over onto Zephyr, so that is 3 heroes down now, and they're still going in here. Monet backing off just a little bit. Afu also going to roll himself down over to the side. They get the Yules off here, and they will be able to take down the Spectre. With that Aegis here coming right back up again. The rest of the team feels like they just want to get out. Monet trying to run away, uses that. Oh, there's going to be the Lotus Orb getting used. Crystal Main, and she was trying to get that ultimate off, but not going to be able to do it with that Lotus being down. Wonder Kitty's looking, does manage to land the Light Striker Ray. Trying to get a little bit more damage off. Will roll forward though. There's going to be the Sight getting thrown out over. Selena should be taken down here. Ajit, he's fighting through all of this. It looks like they're going to be able to take down 1437. Look at all the Scottish damage. Stay's actually going to get slain as well, but Ajit now in for some trouble. They take him down. It's going to be a kill coming up from 343 of all people here. They'll turn out. Monet going to get chewed through as well. And Zephyr actually coming back in, gets the kill on SRF. So we had Chen actually bought back during that.
It turns out I really like Wonderchild's build. I mean, sure, he's kind of a glass cannon, but with that cast range talent, he's just getting off so many rounds of spells from the backline, and let's say you were to get jumped on, he just Yules himself, Force Away, BKBs, Ghost Scepter, he's got all these defensive items, and you're having a real hard time as RNG sticking on any targets. Sure, the Undying, the CM, the Ogre, they all go down like paper, but these cores on the side of Tigers, how do you deal with them? What do you do?
It just feels like it took so much to take down the last time. But let's take a look at this fight again, right? We get that roll forward coming out from off. They're trying to save Monet over here, and they've got their eyes on the Lena. They take her down, but Monet here in the middle of everything, trying to fight through. They've got that reflection on the Broodmother. Like we said, Stay trying to climb his way out. There's just so much damage coming through. Light Strike Ray.
So close.
Oh my goodness. That's slow.
TB should be level 25 pretty soon, then he should have that Sunder talent, which I imagine he'll be getting. I've seen range 7 far too many times, even not just this tournament, but the ones before it. Range is nice and everything, but man, that Sunder talent is some sauce. Ags can be completed soon on Wonder Kid. Wouldn't be surprised to see that come out as it punctures BKB as well.
The talent makes me so mad on Terrorblade. I really hate it. I really feel like it's so strong. Just what's the downtime on that with talent then, right?
5 seconds.
5 seconds. That's so stupid.
I mean, at least it costs 50 mana now, right?
That's true. That's true. They are trying to at least make it a little less crazy town banana pants, but still hate it.
Well, I don't think you should ever hate anything, Moxie. You should trade in your hate for love.
I'm not gonna love it. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Well, you don't have to, well, you kind of have to love it. There's no middle ground
Put
here.
yourself in a corner there with that statement. Even Lena's laughing at you. Wonder Kid's like, yeah, good job there, dude.
I made a big revelation today about how to use hero chat lines. I had not figured it out.
Really?
It's
Yeah?
the letter K. Yeah.
Oh, I think it depends on what it's bound to.
Yep.
Mine is not bound to K.
What is it bound to?
I think it's bound to T.
That's the push to talk, though.
No, that's not for me.
What do you use for push to talk?
I don't remember. It's something different though.
How do you not remember? That's
I don't know.
like
I've
the
got
most
very.
critical button.
It's all muscle memory now, man. It's muscle memory. I've got tiny hands too. Like I have to rearrange all of my keys to figure out exactly what works best for me.
Interesting. One of these days that'd be a good prank. You just take away someone's keyboard, switch all the keys, and see if it affects them.
Well, you know it will affect them.
Not necessarily. Muscle memory.
Muscle memory. Oh, you mean like actually taking the keycaps off? Yeah, no, that's
Switch them all
muscle.
around.
It's fine.
Lots of different colors and themes.
Dude, that happens to me whenever I travel now. Like I was in at the Join Dota Studios trying to like play on one of the keyboards, and it was a European one that had like 3 different settings on it. It kept breaking too. That's the worst part because it was set up for like.
Yeah, well, that's what you get for a keyboard not made in America.
I know, right? It was a disaster. Even the players, because I had to keep leaving lobbies and rejoining because it just stopped working. They're like,
Oof,
man.
you were one of those casters. Jeez.
What? That's not my fault.
In and out of the lobby. Teams are ready to go.
No, they were
ready,
definitely not ready to go.
Oh, I've lived through that so many times.
Oh my goodness.
My favorite was we were playing this one online qualifier. It was like 1 a.m. and the admin went to sleep. And we needed a remake. He hosted game 3 and went to sleep. We started, needed a remake. He disappeared. And they wouldn't let us host our own lobby, so we had to wait for 45 minutes before they could get someone in there.
Oh, that is very unfortunate.
Yeah. Shout out to you, unnamed admin.
Well, now you don't have to worry about it.
It's true. I'll just hang on. Now it's weird. The tables have turned. I've become the admin. I'm now the one falling asleep.
Don't fall asleep right now. We're still going here.
Are you sure? Because it looks to me like both teams are in a stalemate, stuck on their own side of the river.
Yeah, there's definitely not a lot of action going on. There's a lot of farming.
I mean, I watched the League of Legends World Finals earlier today. I'm kind of surprised, you know? I didn't expect these teams to be inspired by that performance.
Ooh, ouch. I'm gonna get some sunglasses for all the shade you throwing over here, huh?
True. I don't think anybody has them, though. It's Sweden. Dark here at about 3:30 p.m.
I saw the sun for the first time today, guys. It was glorious.
Got my 15 minutes of vitamin D. I'm ready to rock and roll. Oh, do we have a smoke on the way? I think we might.
What are we doing?
We do. Here they come.
Here we go.
They've crossed the river into enemy territory.
Alright, stay hiding out here in the tree. Smoke will pop. They're looking. There it is, though. They figure someone's over here. Looks like stays in for trouble. Luda comes out, and they'll just squash that little spider. SRF pops that ghost shroud, makes his way in. They see an opening here. They've got the meta. They're going to try to take down a tower.
He does a lot of damage.
Yeah, he does. He is a Terror Blade with a butterfly, a Scotty, lots of good stuff right here. The defusal, sorry, not the defusal, comes out. There's going to be the site. It doesn't do anything now. The rest of the side of RNG, they're just melting right now. There's so much damage. Crystal Maiden doing the dance of her people. They get the kill on 343. They get the kill on Monet as well, and he does not want to buy back. They actually just called GG.
Wow. I mean,
Well, we just went from 0 to 60.
That is, it feels like the same time and time again. You know, this is obviously the minor, not expecting the highest level of Dota 2, but if you're going to draft these early game pressure-based lineups, you know you're going
Radiant team pick.
Potentially
A Winter Wyvern is still in the pool.
No, I was gonna say maybe they get like, where's Tiny been? Where's Earthshaker been?
They're not on the map. Tiny's nice against the Troll Ranger.
Yeah, piercing that back lane, getting in her face and blowing her up quick.
It really depends on where they're intending that Necrophos to go.
Indeed, indeed.
Previous game we had SRF on the Necros, and he played that, of course, on the off lane. But
Just pull out the bat already.
No one's going bad. Look at all the control they got. Shadow Demon? Bat into Shadow Demon? Are you
Just grab it.
Oh, he's the only one he can grab? That doesn't sound very good. Oh no. Oh no.
I really want to pick a hero that can just punish this draw though. That's it. It's just a range creep in the lane. You really want a strong laner. You might just have to put Necrophos there though, who's not amazing against Stro.
they go for the Tiny.
Oh yeah.
They're going for Pony.
Backline pierce her, jump in, blow her up, toss her back. Easy peasy, baby.
And they got a really open 3 cores here. That could even be a support though as well. And they can lane it however they want. You can put the Morph mid if they want, or the Necrophos, or the Tiny. We don't know, so that means that RNG doesn't know either.
Alright, Royal, they need a nice tower hitter, I think, to make some space for Drow so she can be off on her own, doing her own stuff. Range hero wouldn't be bad. I'm gonna go at, we need a mid, right?
It looks like they need a mid.
Dragonite!
Center is the band coming out from Royal Never Give Up, so they are maybe expecting the Necrophos with the Tiny. Actually, that doesn't make sense. Depends. I mean, is it Tiny gonna be core? Or support? We've seen both 4 and support,
Yeah, that's right.
and core Tiny.
Tiny's job is just to pierce the back. That's all I do. Get a blink dagger, go bananas on these squishy
Go
people.
bananas.
Bananas.
Where's he gonna get the gold?
Who cares?
From playing draw early.
Alright.
And
Then
Shadow
it's,
Demon.
Alright. I believe you guys.
5 seconds remaining.
It can happen. Royal, definitely. I'm really liking the Dragonite. I think that's the way to go.
What about a Visage?
Oh, Visage Straussrat. That's super dirty. The old Beyond the Summit 3 or 4, excuse me.
I got it. Terrorblade.
Terrible. Oh my god, he would be great in this draft.
Bitch run.
On either team, who cares? Just put him on.
You know what's surprising? Both of these teams have a tendency to go late game, and neither has like this massive late game carry. The Tinker is the one that Tigers end up banning.
Both lineups are pretty strong. Late draw lineup, you get that Omega damage or Giga damage. And obviously Morphling is also that super carry, and he's got high armor.
5 seconds remaining.
That's good for him.
Okay, this guy is absolutely going ham right now. He's very excited about a mystery
and
pick.
well,
He's screaming.
It wasn't a mystery pick.
Oh my god.
Not if you can lip read,
It
Slack.
finally came, Bulldog, your Enigma pick. Last pick, Enigma. What are the lanes looking like for Tigers? Tony mid?
Let's see. Morphling,
Look at him look worried.
Oh,
Nick, what are they gonna do?
He is shook.
Yep.
Oh my god.
How to deal with that?
5 seconds.
I mean, Shadow Demon is pretty good with the disruption against Enigma, right?
unless he ults 3 heroes.
I mean, sure, but look at all the things they have to interrupt him. If he doesn't have a BKB, he's toast.
Yikes. You're right on that, Cheever. They have an unlimited, and literally every hero can stop.
Every hero can stop it. 5-man black holes, or it's not going to happen.
When he gets a BKB.
Unless he gets a BKB.
Oh!
Yes.
Well, no, you were talking up that Enigma last draft. You still feeling it?
I don't know. I got no clue.
But you got to go first.
Do I have to?
Yes, you do. This is the way the machine works. Tigers.
I just guessed.
Yeah, right. Oh, I think you're right, Cheever. They have so many ways to stop that Enigma. What kind of impact is he going to have on this game? But
What are you talking? It's an Enigma black hole in BKB.
yeah,
BKB!
If he's going to be mid, he is going to be very farmed.
I'm going to pick Tigers. I believe in it.
right.
I believe.
Yeah, I kind of predicted 2-1 for this series, but I'm also going for Tigers for this one.
Oh, no.
Again, everyone copies me.
Is that Enigma's mid? He's going to be so fat, and who can stop him once he has that BKB? We're going to find out, though. Game 2 coming your way with Moxie and Kyle.
Oh!
And we're back. So, what do you think about that Enigma pickup?
I disagree with the entire panel. I think this is a great Drow lineup. They've got probably one of the better Drow lineups I've seen. I don't think anything Tigers picked up in the second or third phase really dealt with it. And we're going to have a third game. I wouldn't bet my hair, but I would bet...
What would you bet?
I wouldn't really bet get waxed either. I don't know.
Why are these all revolving around hair?
It's just a thing. It's like a slap. It's like, if you're gonna make bets, you either bet or slap bet.
Slap bet.
Slap bet. I don't know. You look. I don't know if I would let you slap me, Moxie. You seem.
I don't think you should let me slap you. I think you get knocked out. But anyways, let's take a look. This game. This is game number 2. You know, I'm not gonna lie. I was seeing, you know, RNG. These guys, they do not give up. They live up to their name. I was thinking we're gonna see a full 3-game series. I'm still kind of thinking that maybe we'll see it.
I do believe we will. I just see the lineup scaling better. I think Shadow Demon Ogre is super powerful. They have the disruption to defensively save people during the black holes. I think Invoker's got a really easy matchup middle. And I really like Drow against Morphling. I think that the silence is really difficult for Morphling to play into. You hate going BKB or Manta really early on.
It's looking very interesting for sure. I do like SR from the hero here as well. All right, well, let's, we'll find out. We'll see. I'm a little, you know, I got a little nervous. I saw that Tiny picked up, right? And he's one of those heroes that can close the gap onto a Drow. She's not fast enough with that Gust. And very burstable.
Yeah, for sure.
But...
I mean, it's always possible. I mean, Tigers can always just dominate a laning phase. They do have Enigma and the Tiny support, so it's a very powerful combination of heroes. You already see Zephyr putting the smacks into Afu.
That bully,
half HP already.
You know, Tiny is such a happy-looking lad, but that was definitely not a very nice thing to do.
No, it was pretty rude, actually.
Yeah, throwing trees, man.
What is that? 3-4-3 with the Bloodlust first. I have not seen this in a while. I don't know if I agree with this one. May have been a misclick, but I doubt it. I think it's just a different style. You're gonna get hit in the face by this Bane, and yeah, you can hit these Eidolons faster, but I just feel like you always want to have that offensive power of a stun or slow.
Well, they are getting a bit aggressive out here with this bottom lane, having Monet and 3-4-3 facing off with Moon here. They adjust accordingly. Lots of frost arrows coming out. It does chip away over at that Bane.
Yeah, it's the new tweak that people do nowadays instead of the aura, because it's only 10% level 1. Frost armor, of course, gives you the ability to orb walk. You don't pull creep aggro for your frost arrows enemies. And use harass hard.
Alright, so we've seen this before. We've seen the SRF Afu combo. The specialty is usually the Mirana and the Nyx. Nyx being able to be extra sneaky with that Vendetta, setting up for beautiful arrows. Are we going to see the same thing come out here with the Shadow Demon? I know he got picked up because of the fact that there is a Necrophos in this game, and that is a great hero to be placed against him, but not going to be a sneaky, right?
No, but I mean, if they can hit arrow combos off stuns, I see no reason they can't do it off disruptions. And I really like Shadow Demon Mirana because it's one of the few combos that even if someone has BKB'd, arrow still lands. Or rather, before they can BKB, because you kind of like spawn inside the arrow when you come back from whatever realm you're banished to during disruption.
Where does it send you, do you think?
I believe Slacks would know. I personally
You're going to say it sends you to Slacks.
Yeah. I mean, shit. He certainly resides in another dimension. That would make sense. I don't know if that's in the lore, but you know what? I might have to write a fanfic about it.
Oh, do it. I just imagine that episode of Rick and Morty where they go to the planet that's got the sun that screams nonstop and it Slacks. And that's where you get sent during disruption. Mid lane, stay taking a lot of harass here from Ajit here.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out. I wasn't sure. Is it Ajit or Ajit?
No idea.
All right.
You just do whatever.
Somebody tell me someday. Tweet at me. Let me know. But top lane, a lot of that shadow poison. Ooh, that's a lot of stacks over here on Zephyr.
Yeah, this mid matchup I forgot. Morph actually kind of crushes Invoker. I'm thinking the Drow Aura would equalize, but Morph just hits so hard in comparison that you get that first wave or two almost for free, and Invoker can't pressure you until he's got more levels in Exort. So already 13-9 versus 7-2. Really well played game so far by Ajit, whatever you want to call it.
Whatever you want to call him, the Morphling, the Ocean Man here in the mid lane. Do keep in mind though too, Stay, one of those mid laners that, you know, he can lose his lane and he recovers quite well. Although, that's looking a little bit scary right now. Has to go use that Fairy Fire, get himself out, and he will just be able to walk away, uses that health salve.
So much pressure being applied. He's getting bodied, where it's down bottom as well. Same story. 12 and 10 already on Moonmeander. He's been playing Enigma since Heroes of Newerth, one of the best in the world on this, in my opinion. Loves those micro champions.
I really like Tabo Enigma personally, but you know, I'm probably a little biased considering the region that I cover.
They're both good. They're both good.
They can both be good, absolutely. But who would you say is better?
I'd have to see. I think Tavo is flashier, but I think Moon is more solid because he plays the team fight style a bit more. I think he prefers it. I just like that Enigma a bit more. I think it's more stable.
Top lane though,
Wow.
we get the kill on Afu. Can we get a little bit more here? It looks like they'll be able to take down Zephyr. Now SRF, SRF. That's looking pretty scary right now. Let's see a little bit more damage. Has the leap.
Yeah, well played. He was hoping that Necro would turn around and he could conserve that last charge, but not happening this time.
Better to be safe than sorry.
Indeed.
So gonna use that healing salve, get Marana all healed back up.
Yeah, and real quick, just something that I like to see a lot of teams have adapted to is that trading supports is all good, but you want to make sure when they TP back in, they bring items to their core, because the mid players are constantly using this courier, and you need to get your items somehow, and just an extra rate band here or there could make a huge difference. Arcane Rune.
Yeah, he's taking advantage of that for sure. Stay forced back.
Yeah, I like that he bought the mango just to keep his pressuring up. Obviously, he's going to burn more charges of that raindrop. I like the decision. And all three lanes right now firmly in control of Tigers, which, you know, we've talked about this. Drow lineups, they need to win the lanes, and when they don't, it's going to be really difficult to get pressure going on those tier 1s. So maybe I was just wrong.
Felt like Moon really wanted to go for those runes that just came up here. Nice Nightmare coming out from our Bane. Secures 2 runes for his team.
3 total. Nice job. So,
Ching ching, there's the money.
Ajit's still in the mid lane and applying a lot of pressure to the Invoke.
Oh, that toss back though. SRF forced to use a leap. Might be in for a little bit of trouble here. Tree connects. Is it going to be enough? Oh, the disruption coming out. I think he's still very dead here, but might be able to get themselves a little bit of a cleanup kill here. Can they get the kill over here onto this Tiny? They need maybe one more click. They'll get it. Now Afu will also be slain.
Wow, that is not the player you want to be feeding either. That's Wonder Child, aka In Your Dream. Somebody I called the start of the season as a potential superstar in the making.
All right, well, he's clearly living up to that name, Wonder Kid.
Indeed. It's a great name, too. I like the rebrand. I almost changed my name to Mr. Fantastic, but apparently that's copyrighted.
Who wants to be Mr. Fantastic?
Well, I didn't realize it was a superhero.
Oh, well, Monet gonna get taken down here with the purple dynamic duo of Vayne and Enigma. And 3-4-3 gotta run him.
Oh, no, serious? Oh, well, we got it.
Oh, yeah, another toss back. This is Marana, man. She's gotta hold on to those sleeps, because otherwise one toss back from Zephyr could be fatal.
Yeah, but on a serious note, there's so many great superpowers, right? Imagine you join the Justice League. It's like, oh, what can you do? It's like, oh, I'm really stretchy.
Yeah, it's pretty...
I can do the splits.
Oh, SRF.
Oh, wow.
Just accepts his fate. Cannot get away. And this is looking not so great right now. Wonder Kid has himself 2 kills and 2 assists here in this top lane. Afu's got a double damage rune.
Yeah, but Marana's no TP. I don't think he can get back up here for a little bit.
No, can't do much with this. Just gotta throw out some harass and pray that Tiny doesn't show up and toss your booty back.
That would be...
No booty bounces here, guys.
Yeah. This isn't the Mr. Pac-Man adventure game. What a great game that was.
Oh, man, yeah.
You got that booty bounce on all the enemies. Get yourself going. TP to the shrine from Morphling. He's going to heal up. Take himself back to full HP. Still doing quite well in the mid lane. A few more denies, but Invoker, as expected, as he gets more levels, does catch up. The main concern is down bottom. Enigma with 20 denies and also about to hit level 6. As soon as he does, the Drow gets pretty frightened and it becomes a lot more difficult to lane down here.
Well, this is what Bulldog was screaming about on the couch, right? The fact that, you know, if this Enigma starts getting going, gets himself a BKB. Oh, stay! Nice gang coming out here in the mid lane. Cleans up the Invoker.
And Tigers look good at the moment. Their draft is nice and polished. They have a very balanced mid-game lineup. I think that the Enigma, as expected, is going to go for the HOD first, probably into a Crimson Guard. You're going to have this really fat Necrophos and a Morphling, and all of a sudden you combine really my favorite setup for 3 cores. One that relies on elusiveness and mobility, another that's just going to tank up the Necrophos, and then one that's relatively tanky that can buy all the utility items, aka the Enigma. There's going to be another kill on the SRF Morana. He is suffering.
This lane is not going the way that they want it to. I think part of that issue does become, you know, obviously during the laning phase you don't have Vendetta because that's, you know, your ultimate, so that's not that big of a deal, but I just feel like the Shadow Demon isn't going to be able to be quite as effective, especially like later on. Usually, you know, they were so patient with Afu on that Nyx Assassin in the other game because he was able to just kind of get in the perfect position, bide his time. He didn't feel the pressure, whereas you've got the Shadow Demon. Everybody sees him walking in. They know what he's looking for, so they can't set up those perfect arrows.
Indeed. I mean, they just know how to play around it as well. And also, it's a Necro. These heroes don't really feed to an arrow combo.
No, they're definitely more difficult to take down.
And previously, I think, I don't remember what complexity was running with what support duo it was. I think it's been an Ogre one game.
Yeah, there's a lot of Ogre for Z-Freak.
Yeah, Ogre is a very different laner in comparison to a Tiny. Far less threat, much squishier.
Alright, well, it's taking a little bit of a nap down here in the woods. Looks like 343 just wants to get these spells off at the very least. Tries that Bloodlust to get a little bit faster, but still will get slain.
Man, this game, they make it look like child's play. I mean, Tigers coming into this was definitely one of my top 3 teams, but so far, they just look a head taller than everyone else in the game. I mean, they've just wiped the floor with their competition this far in this event.
They've been so consistent, right?
Yeah, really. They just have polished drafts, and they have the ability to rely on all 3 of their cores, which I don't know if any other teams in this event have really been able to do thus far.
Now, we've seen a lot of gems coming out from a lot of these teams, or there's that one player that really stands out pretty strong here, but Tigers, they just feel very well balanced. We've seen some really neat drafts come out from them as well. But Afu's got to be a little careful. But like you said, it feels like child's play. It feels like Wonder Kid's got all these toys to play with right now. Runes will get taken. They'll follow up with an arrow. We'll leap forward, but it's a tiny. It's a tiny. You need a little bit more to take this guy down. And especially when you have Wonder Kid, who's just going to be able to heal him right back up again. On Jito, Afu, he's going to have to pop that shrine. There we go. Turn himself into his very own deception. And then there's the scythe. Afu is a non-factor.
9-2, and the rotations are just so scary. There's no pressure anywhere on the map. This Drow lineup, after doing poorly in the lanes, no one is in a position where they're strong enough to actually threaten the map. So mid tower, even though the Morphling is rotated out, isn't under any there's no problem. Like, even though there's a catapult wave, you can see the Invoker with phase boots is still too afraid to challenge. He's rotated away from Exort into Quas Wex, recognizing, look, we're behind. I'm going to need to go influence the map and find some fights and counter-initiate, because if I just farm jungle with some Forge Spirits, no one's going to be able to make moves on this map.
I would not discount the side of RNG, though. These are guys that, you know, they stick in there and can come back with.
Yeah, they are literally Royal Never Give Up, so as expected, they're going to try their best to hang in there. I'm just a bit concerned. Their support duo is really bad in the early to mid game. Excellent in the late game, especially when the Shadow Demon can start purging the Necro. They can take him down right away, but in the meantime, is that conundrum when you pick Ogre and another weaker support, which is if they can't influence the lanes, what do they do? How do you get...
Yeah, they definitely have to shift their plans around a little bit because it's not going the way that they want.
There you go, you buffed the tower.
There you go.
Proving me wrong.
Perfect.
You can be useful.
Saved. Top lane. So he's trying to just find farm wherever he can, trying to stay relevant here. It's a bit difficult.
Look how farmed Wonder Child is. Wonder Kid.
Wonder Kid.
The Wonder Kid is just... He's unstoppable. He's going to have Hood Yules, and at that point, how do you kill him? You can cleanse the Drow Silence. I mean, he might even... just go for like, you can go for like a Dagon here or something and just kill Shadow Demon at the start of every fight.
You gotta get close up to him though first, right? You gotta get close enough.
He's actually gonna go Atos. I don't know if I agree with that. I feel like Atos is pretty much just which is not a good item. But Bane gets tossed in.
There's the Fiend's Grip followed up here. Zephyr is looking to go, but there's going to be the save coming up from off of the Disruptor. 1437 is actually dead here. The leap forward coming out from SRF. They have their eyes over here onto this tiny nice Avalanche. Will connect the toss back. There's going to be a lot of slow. Tornado gets thrown out here. He's just, boy, but will get taken down
That
by
was a
Step.
5-man rotation. And look at mid. They're just, the towers. I would trade my mid day if I'm a mid. As well, thanks to that HOD creep. I think that tower is in some serious trouble as well.
Yeah, able black close that blinking dagger. That's a pretty scary sight.
Everything going right for Tigers right now, and RNG just again forced to play this passive style. But unlike the previous games they were able to pull out, they don't have that massive late game advantage. They're not forcing Tigers to play on a clock. They can just sort of stay balanced, pressure the map, and they have a Morphling. I mean, they're really never that afraid of the 40-minute plus mark.
No, in fact, look at this. Zephyr just walking through here.
He's in some trouble. I don't know if this is where you want to be, buddy.
I don't know. He's going to toss up into the air. Look at the damage that comes out onto SRF. Okay, now with the rotation coming out from Stay and that arrow, now Zephyr's in for trouble.
Yeah. You can see Wonder Child, Wonder Kid, Wonder Man. Oh, Blink hit.
Wonder Man, there's the blink forward here. That's looking like a pretty dead Drow Ranger. They've got the Stomp to follow it up. They need maybe a little bit more damage though, and they don't quite have the Moonlight Shadow coming through. They'll be able to take down Moon Meander, so a really nice try there, especially with that Centaur creep trying to get that last little bit of damage, but not quite the case. They'll turn around and turn himself into that Invoker. Ghost walks around and circles on them down. Scythe gets used on the back line, so they find the kill over to Afu. Now 3-3. He's a tanky boy, but he's not tanky enough.
Yeah, and you can see, man, Ajit, like how many players can swap into an Invoker and get off 4 spells in that amount of time?
That's actually so cool.
There's so many buttons to hit. Like I wouldn't even try that. Like Dragon Knight, that's my hero. Yeah, and you can see also the downside of picking up a Blink Dagger. The silence. Oh, he gets the strength morph off. Well played.
It's gonna be okay.
Oh,
the arrow! Ooh, that was close.
Yeah, when you buy a Blink on Enigma, you're tempted to use it, and it can put you in some sticky situations. A lot of the time, you might be better off just tanking up because, you know, sometimes the best offense is, well, nothing. You just hang out.
I would have preferred to see it maybe with a little more help. More friendship there, so they could take down the Drow. I think they were so close to it, but those TP rotations, especially because it was behind the tier 1, and maybe just a little bit too excited there, Mr. Moon.
Not to mention that any hero on RNG could potentially save there, like the Ogre Stun, the Invoker Tornado, or the Shadow Demon Disrupt.
Yeah,
it's
the
like,
disruption is what saved her.
If there's one hero behind the Drow who's seemingly alone at tower, then we're gonna have that backfire royally as it went down.
Oh man, I just want to see Ajit turn into Invoker again and just throw out spells, go back and forth. That was fun. I enjoyed that.
Yeah. He's so farmed. He's going to be finishing up a Yasha pretty soon already. Treads Aquila and that Morbid Mask. It's going to be a very scary Morphling. Adam, 343, is going to place a couple wards. One behind mid tower, one above the top Radiant Shrine, but I don't know if they're really going to be able to play around these two effectively because once again they don't have anyone that's capable of roaming and finding kills, especially when you consider how tanky these cores are on the side of Tigers.
We do have the Atos finish now over on Wonder Kid, so what's the plan with that, do you think?
It's nice to try and shut down the top lane.
Well, Zephyr in for some trouble here. He's going to try to juke himself into the woods. Multicast comes through, gets the arrow off, Starstorm, and a kill for SRF.
And my concern with anyone ever buying Atos on Necro is that it doesn't really give you anything other than the raw stats. Sure, offensively it might give you a kill while, but I much prefer combo breakers like the Yules, and if you're going to try and buy an item to scale, I'd rather you just buy the Radiant. So yeah, he's tanky, but if he gets caught out of position against the Drow lineup, he's still going to die no matter how much raw HP he has. I just think the hero needs utility more so than he does stats.
Alright, well, good point for sure. Like you said, you want to watch out for that Drow Ranger running after you, but you see some moving over here. They're going to jump on this tiny. Ajit goes forward, they'll find him. There's the Atos, though, followed up with the Beamscarab and the Scythe. That was a lot.
And that was a nice little rotation. They did not see that coming. And they get a quick kill on the big core for RNG. They know Invokers.
Oh, the Black Hole Moon Meander! loves himself a friend here. Nightmare comes out. They've got that Ghost Walk, but not gonna be enough with a sentry on the floor.
Well played by 14-3-7. Always with the sentries ready, and look at the inventory and what's queued up for 3-4-3. Trying to keep up, but when you're an ogre, you're not level 10. It's tough. You're a pauper, and unfortunately, there's no prince you can trade places with.
Indeed, I like that. That was done. Well played.
What?
Your little analogy.
I mean, it's
Not sure if that's exact.
a reference to classic literature. Excellent book.
Of course.
I don't remember who wrote it. It might have been Dickens, but I don't think so, because I enjoyed it too much, and Charles Dickens has never written an interesting book.
Wow. I mean, he's written some classics there.
Yeah, sure. I mean, Great Expectations. Your English teacher was great.
The whole Tale of Two Cities. Yeah, you know.
Yeah, that one's great too. I mean, never mind. I'm not going to
They are, you know, they can be a bit of a slog, for sure, but
slog
definitely
is an
possible.
understatement. So, you ever, it's like, trying to think of a metaphor that would be appropriate for Dota, but I can't come up with any. Anyway, you're going to have a little smoke move into the Roche pit. This is a big play by RNG. I think you need this to pay off, and you got to be careful. Already Tiger sniffs this out. They are aware. Here come the pings.
Smell blood in the water.
Oh, Morph and Mike could just go in, but you got to be a little cautious. Morph and Necro are still very susceptible to the silence of the drought. This set with the Invoker. You don't necessarily point against a Quaswex Invoker. It can always backfire. See the BKB queued up on the Enigma. I don't think you're in any hurry as the side of Tigers. Just stay calm, stay cool, stay collected.
It's going to be a really big deal once he picks up that BKB. They don't have any way really to just deal with that. Do you have the Moonlight Shadow coming out, and they're looking for some sort of a pickup. Already Moon Meander, though, making his way out of this general area. Doesn't want to have to deal with Zephyr, also making his way into this tree line. Expecting something. No one's showing on the map right now.
Anything can still happen in this game, of course. It really just takes that one fight into Roche. The towers start to fall, but I mean,
look at Haji.
there's no towers taken right now on the side of RNG, and that's a drow lineup. They are 9k, 8k gold behind, and this lead is going to continue to grow, especially if they're able to take out this Roche. And right now, I don't know if they're even going to be contested.
How do you get into that pit?
You don't.
That's the real question. Just look at him go here. Leaving in outside the pit. Grab that up. And just let Aji do what he's got to do. They throw down wards. They're just very prepared here on the side of Tigers, and I like it. I like it.
I like how they're trading off aggro too. They're ensuring every hero on their team stays full HP, and that's the way you got to do Roche. Either do it so fast you can rush it, do it controlled and ensure everyone's still in fighting shape, so that even in that scenario where RNG to invis run over, they still can't really contest the Roche because everyone's getting full HP. Zephyr.
We'll lose Zephyr, though, I'm pretty sure, here on this top line. Yeah, one more click. So a nice pick off coming out here, but they do, like we said, they've got an Aegis online. You've got an Enigma with a Black Hole and a Blink. They're going to start putting that pressure down like Tigers do.
Yeah, and I bought into the RNG draft because I thought they'd be ahead, but when you're this far behind and you have no natural frontliner, you're in a position now where if you ever take a team fight, who's actually going to try and initiate and get a fight started? Ogre? A Shadow Demon Disruption? You're going to have a scenario where your ideal team fight is just
a tornado, right? Just throw out a tornado and pray for the best?
They're like, they want to be archers, you know, and hide in the trees and shoot all their arrows and kill the side of Tigers, but unfortunately, Team Tigers, they're like a cavalry charge. You can't take them all out unless you catch them drastically out of position. And I don't think they're going to fall asleep on their keyboards.
Gosh, I hope not, considering this is an elimination match.
No,
or not elimination. Sorry, the winner bracket. Sorry, I'm falling asleep on my keyboard here. That's my bad.
It's okay, we're trading off.
My bad. Yeah, we got a window open in here. Oh, they spot out Afu here, though. Do try to save him, but again, it's just that Ogre there throughout the EMP. Brought a little bit of mana.
Yeah, but not even, because he switched to the Ogre form. Now he's back to full mana.
He's good now. He's good.
I don't know if the morphs... I mean, Morphling is already a strong hero, but the fact that you can morph back and forth effectively between two heroes, they don't share health and mana pools, is just kind of ridiculous to me. Like, you're not punished by playing in the other hero form and taking tons of damage. It's just like an easy way to make yourself even more deceptively tanky. Manta finished on the morph, so even though you don't necessarily like to do it, in this game, that Manta first item is so good, you don't fear Drow anymore.
I feel
give it to the Cold Snap and the Spirit Vessel as well.
I feel like Monet just is running around, can't figure out, like, what do I do? Where do I go? Like, I know I need farming. It's just a tough game for this Drow Ranger.
He used more farm than I expected, to be honest, if you consider how poor his laning phase went. He's in spitting distance of the Morph and the Necro, which ain't bad, especially when you consider how far behind they are. 7,000 gold. Is that a 7? I really need glasses.
It's hard. The screen's pretty far away. I know my prescription's up to date, and I've definitely set up wrong timings just because it's kind of tiny up there.
Nice juke from Aji. And I like what they're doing as well. Tigers, you can see all players in every lane. You got Enigma up top.
And that BKB's getting closer and closer, though. Morphling also queued up the BKB, I believe, as well.
That's another good point. Even though I advocated for the teamfight build, he's also has the luxury of playing against 0 BKB canceling interrupts. So if he gets that BKB, he guaranteed lockdown Sahiro for 5 seconds plus.
Stay, man, like ships passing in the night down here. This runs out, they figure he's got to be around. Look at all these sentries.
And the game sense right now from 1437 is on point.
Yeah.
Even making moves. Always with the sentries. Very methodical the way Tigers is playing. They shoved out top, they shoved out mid. You can see already the Dire heroes looking to connect and catch those waves, but they're already bottom now, and they'll have a nice advantage.
And how nice would it be for these guys to, you know, make it to the major, right? Coming out of the SEA area, too. Weapon. Oh, I hear a cold snap. Oh, yeah. Whoa.
Fine.
All right.
Just making space for his team.
Yeah, he crumbled over here. They do spot out this ogre, though. There's going to be wait for him forward.
Wow.
And Ajit just says, bye-bye. You know, that ogre is best for a day at the beach. The beach came to him that time. My goodness.
Indeed. And now they're already set on mid. I love that Enigma, Moon Meander, always efficient with his choices, has a Wolf Creep set to follow the Morphling. And when you consider how much raw base damage he has, just look at the damage gained. 30% of a bunch. I think 200 something. So somebody do the math. It's a lot. That's the answer.
NA math, lol. Also, it's a good heckin' pups, but that's besides the point. Stay up here. It's almost got that Aghanim Scepter completed. Needs to be careful, though.
This is not an ideal Invoker game. If you can get to the late game, you'll feel pretty confident, but now there's a gem on Zephyr. Standing on top of the high ground. This could be very bad if the job looks up there baiting the rune.
Oh, Monet. Alright, Zephyr.
This is the gem.
Yeah, that is the gem. On the deck here, the follow-up though with the scythe, and it's not going to do quite much here. They'll turn back around. There's going to be the Atos thrown out again. There's a lot of damage, like you said. No more coming out here from Moon Meander. I think that was a poor choice.
That was
poor choice.
Literally the worst thing that could happen. Tigers.
No, it wasn't the worst because they didn't use a black hole. If they used a black hole.
That's true. But man, I've seen Save a Buddy Syndrome throw many a game, and that was certainly one of those scenarios where they bait the rune, but there's no backup. Morphling and Enigma had rotated the top. They're coming in late, and then all of a sudden they lose gem and 3, and somebody's going to see that gem there.
They just.
Hey, yeah,
oh, okay, there it is. I guess the illusion maybe was covering it up. Yeah, I was surprised that they left it there.
Yeah, that was a bit of a throw after such a well-played game as well.
Fiend Script gets used over onto our tanky ogre friend. Arrow gets thrown out, easily dodged out of the way though. To settle with a nice D-ward.
Almost as good. That really equalized the game here though. Morph is still super farmed, but man, losing a gem is so frustrating when you're ahead because now you don't have the ability to abuse your map control and you can't start to choke RNG, and they're getting to a point where their lane shove becomes very significant, and we saw also how Shadow Demon just hard counters Necro, not only with the offensive purge, removing Ghost Shot and Yules, which, thinking about it, might be part of the reason he didn't buy a Yules on the Wonder Child Necrophos, but it also can disrupt the Scythe.
Definitely a hard game here when you consider that, but do get a smoke picked up over on the Bane, or seeing that the Invoker finished up that Aghanim Scepter as well. I would like to see them go for the smoke though. I want to see them get a good black hole.
I agree, especially because you have a Morphling this farm. You can do so much damage with a couple of pickoffs that you force buybacks or they lose racks.
There's a BKB online for our friend Mr. Moon Man.
And on the Morphling. Drow in some trouble.
This is big. This is big. There's the Atos getting thrown out. They're not quite ready to leap forward and reveal all their cards just yet. Stays in the bottom lane. Look at the sentries, like right in between both of them.
Both teams playing well, reading the movements of the enemy side. Tiger's not able to jump into the base just yet. Their lead is not nearly significant enough, and in the meantime, Stay, as you said, just shoving out that bottom wave.
Smoke has ended its duration, though. Still being very patient, but no one is showing, right? So you have to be very careful. They can't see what's going on really here. They've got to have a good idea, though. But
now, if they had a gem, they'd be able to check those high grounds and clear out vision, but as it was stolen, they're going to be forced to play under the RNG wards indefinitely.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
They're going to lose this one as well up on that top hill by the tier 2.
Easy gold.
Shove it 3-4-3 though, purchases the sentries, realizes they must have seen him ward, and they trade out vision 1 for 1.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Just playing very, very careful, very calculated. They know that they're behind. They know that they haven't gotten what they needed out of this draft yet. And Stay's the only one who's really feeling very, I don't even want to say confident, but feeling like he can make the moves around the map, right?
Yeah, I think SRF could be playing a little more offensive, but you're just concerned. There's a Blink Atos Necro and a Morphling that's doing tons and tons of damage, not to mention the threat of the Blink Enigma.
Oodles of damage. Did I use that correctly?
Yeah, that's correct. Even your accent was right.
All right. Look at me, I'm doing it. All right, guys. Well, look at that little bubble there for Tigers. Slowly starting to come back down towards the side of RNG, and they're about even. Dead even over here. All right.
They will seed this tier 2 for free, most likely. They don't have the BKB on Drow, so they're not super confident with this engagement just yet. But that Ogre, you know, 90 GPM talent, Bloodlust maxed out, starts to add up at a certain point once everybody on the side of RNG starts getting a bunch of items. The Morana specifically, when you have the Drow Aura in addition to the Mjolnir, the attack speed from your Ogre, all of a sudden you become a real carry. Instead of the poking, you're actually pretty damn powerful, and he's going to actually take the tier 2 top with the help of a Forge Spirit.
Alright, I like these moves that they're making. I feel like these are some of the only moves that they can do it. The black hole, yeah. Especially the very cautiously make the map. That threat is pretty huge.
And more, is Roche going to spawn? I think Roche is up, isn't he?
Yeah, I think the illusion rune is covering up the little dot there on the map. So that'll be another objective that looks like Ajit's already making over there. Yeah, because it's got
and
that
look at that, Moon Meander again. Just great micro, keeps the creep in the pit, ensures they have that information. Mid lane's going to be pushed back by SRF, but stun from Zephyr will restore equilibrium, and I think if you're Tigers, you look to take a fight in the pit.
Sunstrike will reveal. Arrow gets thrown in. Again, that threat though, right? Of the BKB Enigma.
Yep, this is one of the strengths of the hero. It just gives you Roche. It is so difficult to fight into this hero in this kind of position. You never really want to walk down that high ground into the pit, because if he picks up 2 heroes, you're just losing this fight 100%.
You see Zephyr constantly trying to push that wave out against the Morana. They spots out the sentry over here on the high ground. Okay, they're going to go for the disruption.
No arrow.
No arrow. Sunstrike, not going to connect. Not sure what happened there. Oh, Drow picked up a BKB, but I don't even think that's going to be enough, honestly.
Yep. I mean, if you're Moon, you just got to ensure you don't get picked off here. And if you're RNG, you got to be real careful on your spacing, because this Enigma will straight up end the game if it's an effective black hole.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
You can't do anything, just camping out around the pit, throwing out a tornado here and there. You need to ensure you
the BKB comes out. They managed to just only grab one. Look at the damage coming out from SRF though, and turn back right on G. And for so much trouble, he's got to run away. He's got that BKB, but there's just so much damage coming out. Monet also popping the own BKB. The buyback comes out immediately from Afu. No black hole online now.
And you can already see how much damage this Drow lineup can output if you blink in and don't control the damage dealers. Yeah, it's nice you want to pick up the Shadow Demon before the fight starts, but Moon, you can't do that when the Drow and the Morana are right there. They will just right-click you. They both have the Dragon Lance, Pike actually already up on the Drow Ranger, so you outrange this black hole quite easily. And always, he has no armor item. He has 6 armor. Moxie. That's not enough at all.
That was a BKB charge and the black hole on top of that. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that damage coming out from SRF was huge, like you said, with all the drow damage, and then I got a buyback out of him too. This is looking great.
The whole time, Stay is just continuing to accelerate bottom. So not only is that an unfavorable trade, but they're losing the fight for map control. Stay certainly out farming everyone else. Oh, they're going on base.
They're going to be able to clean up this Enigma. He drops that Midnight Pulse. Nice disruption coming out. Buys him a little bit more time. Nightmare gets used over here onto the Ogre as he tries to run back. The jump forward, though, coming out. He'll be able to burst down off it finally here. They get that kill. Meanwhile, 343 hiding up over on that high ground.
That was a huge play. Not only did they save the Enigma without buyback, but they killed the Shadow Demon also without buyback. Now Mirana in a bit of trouble. That arrow's going to throw, but it shouldn't hit. Oh, well, no, it hit it to 7. You miss the ones that are hard, and you catch the ones that come right for you. That's a quote from Theban himself, and he proves the truth of it. But look at Stay down bottom, still applying the split push pressure.
Yeah, we saw that the Necrophos had tried to TP back and ended up not going there. So one cooldown TP there at the very least, but this pressure is on, and I like it. I think they're playing this very, very well. They're kind of keeping them dancing around the rush, but the Fiend's Grip comes out, though. They find themselves this Ogre 343. Take a little bit of a nap.
You gotta look to threaten Roche now, Joe, right? I'm surprised they haven't been a little more aggressive. And also, just look at the net worths as well of the RNG heroes. These 3 cores will start to outscale Tigers. It just takes them a lot of time to come online, but we're at that stage of the game, 30-something minutes in, where you need to start fearing the Drow lineup's damage. Like, you only have a Morphling. Necro and Enigma, if they're caught off guard, they'll get clicked down by auto attacks in 3.27 seconds or less.
Definitely feels like finally starting to come online after a difficult start. But I agree. I feel like you don't have a BKB, you don't have a black hole in this Enigma. Like, let's make some magic here. RNG, let's take advantage of it. Let's do something, but just a lot of little skirmishes back and forth.
Well, you still can't really take a fight if you're RNG that you're on the offensive for. Ideally, you want Tigers to botch an initiation and not commit fully as 5 so that you get those few seconds of auto attacks off and hopefully pick off a hero caught unawares, because you really do output so much damage as a Drow lineup. Think of it as a row of turrets. They don't want to be overrun. They want to just be in a position where they can mow down their enemies. And look at this, down bottom again, like Stay, he picked off a tier 3, that means you're picking up a shrine, and if they can get the top shrine as well.
Oh, the arrow came through and left it over onto the Necrophos. Morphling also in this pit.
Finish the Scotty. It's a big item pickup. I love that he did it because he's out of gold and all in for this Aegis now.
Sunstrike.
This is the fight Tigers want, to kind of take control of this game. Very important we watch the positioning of the Enigma, who's currently in the bottom lane. Could be a good fight opportunity for RNG.
Oh, this tornado. Oh, blinks out of the way. They point out that there's a sentry over there. They'll take it out. This Roshan. Battle for the Rosh. Battle for the Aegis, man. Just keeps on going. What is that, their 3rd attempt now?
I'm surprised they haven't chosen a time to just commit for it. It's interesting as well. You've got Mirana and Invoker both going for Lincolns. That'll make it even more difficult to play the Bane and the Necro. They really don't have that many spells to cancel. And it will make it very easy for RNG to siege the base in the event they're able to get this Aegis, because you just have Mirana and Drow that can both hit tower from outside of the tier 3 range.
They've held on to this for so... Oh boy, alright. 3 for 3. The multicast just not enough. Just take them down.
He should not be crossing the river. There's an agreement signed, and whoever does
the treaty,
whoever goes over that sacred water, they will be immediately dismembered. And that's the 2nd time he goes up that same high ground to try and D-ward and goes down.
No, Ogre not the smartest here. All right. Oh, the jump forward here. Stay. We'll throw out the tornado. BKB black hole, because in comes Zephyr, followed up with Achi here. They're just going to blow him up.
Yep, I was waiting for that one. Right. I mean, Stay has played that bottom lane for how long? 11 minutes, 12 minutes? It was about time they punished him. And now you're in a position, if you're Tigers, yes, your black hole is down, you need to ensure that you're either getting Aegis out of this or an Invoker buyback. Make it useful, and you can see that graph. As all this inaction continues, the net worth advantage is shifting back to the side of RNG just because they clear creeps so much faster than the side of Tigers.
Yeah, just cannot stand. You cannot have have the same hero doing the same things over and over and not punish it. So but we'll try to go for this engagement though. Oh boy, that Bane. Whew. That's the power of the Drow. Moonlight Shadow gets used here. There's going to be the lead forward. The buyback coming out here from the Invoker. Zephyr trying here, pops the BKB. They're trying to just take down Monet. Monet still under that sentry here. Can he get out? No. He will not be able to run away. It looks like we are going to lose our friendly Ogre as well. The buyback comes out from Drow. She wants to get back into this fight. Buyback comes out from the Ogre too. They do not want to give this up.
Yep. Necro as well. Pretty much everybody back in. I gotta say 14-7, taking a cue from 3-4-3. The number men sticking together. He walks up, enemy high ground, immediately goes down. You can't be doing these sorts of plays as the hard 5 position for your respective squads. Respect the power and the damage output of the enemy lineup. And here we go. Shadowblade into the pit.
And that pulse gets placed. It does so much damage too. These guys are not the tankiest coming out from the side of RNG. They actually go for a smoke play though, hoping that maybe they can get a pick. There's a double damage rune available in the bottom lane here.
This could be good. Oh, this is so risky.
Oh, risky play.
Saw the arrow.
Risky. They're going to be able to get it though. They secure it. They grab the Aegis, throw it over onto the cheese. There's going to be the jump forward here. They've got their eyes over here on the Necrophos. The follow up with Sunstruck. Not just yet. The fleet and comes through, takes down that Ogre Magi. Oh, they're still going though. They've got that tornado. They'll turn around. Ajit has his BKB up. He's got his eyes only on Mirana, but they'll be able to get the disruption off by a little bit more time. We'll be able to take down SRF.
Really well played once again by Ajit. He's just everywhere on this Morphling. Feels unkillable and just solely responsible for the damage output it feels for the side of Tigers. The Crimson Guard from Moon there keeping his Tiny alive, and this is the Enigma I'd be scared of if I'm the Drow lineup. Soon he'll be looking to go for the Greaves. After that, possibly even like an AC or receives. It's all about damage reduction.
Yeah, you're a very big proponent of that. Talking about that in all the drafts here. Stay back in the bottom lane though.
Yep.
Back to what he knows.
If only they took a DD.
They don't have any vision on it though down there, do they really?
No.
No, yeah, they couldn't have known. Unless they had that Spidey Spence gun, but, you know, doesn't always work. It's not an exact science. Not science at all. It's from a comic book.
That doesn't mean it's not real.
Doesn't mean it's not real. But it's most likely not going to be. Well, anyways, I digress. Stay here still, bottom lane, staying in that lane. Just trying to shove out waves whenever he can here.
This is now the Aegis was picked up by the side of Tigers.
There's a ping though for the double damage. Oh, but Monet snatches that up. Look at the levels of damage. Oh boy, but it doesn't matter if you can't hit anything here. Nice tornado comes through. We'll connect the silence over here onto Moon Meander. Does have that black hole. For that perfect opportunity. Isn't quite ready to use the BKB. Comes out from Monet, followed up with the deafening blast. EMP gets placed over onto the ground. They've used that Moonlight Shadow. Mirana, she's got her own double damage here. We'll just poke a little bit, but don't want to commit.
Wow, that's crazy. Even though they have 2 DDs on both the real right-click and core of RNG, they're still not confident taking this fight, and that's the threat. The BKB Black Hole and the Enigma. Luckily for the side of RNG, the Necrophos has started to fall off a bit. I blame the item build a little bit. The hood into Atos Blink Yules really not helping him scale. Banking 4,000 gold already. Would love to see him pick up either an Ags, a Hex, or a Shivas. I think any of those items provide enough utility to really make a mark on the rest of this game. Shivas specifically, just so they have some sort of vision. They can find the Drow and the Mirana as they engage in these fights.
These heroes are also quite squishy as well for the most part on the side of RNG, so I remember very early on you were like, you know what, I'd like to see a Dagon. Would you still like to see a Dagon in this game?
It's a bit too late for that. It would have been better in the earlier on. He's going to go Shivas. I like him. I think you need the vision, and it's also necessary that he picks up some survivability, because right now he's just feeding. If he gets caught by an arrow or a Dispel from the Shadow Demon, he just dies to 3 rounds of auto attacks from the course.
Fair enough here. Ajit's going to take some time here in the enemy jungle. Got some nice positioning, hoping maybe they'll jump upstate, but immediately the TPs come out. They're just going to back off.
I just feel like if you're not going to get... It seems like a redux of last game where both teams just don't really feel confident getting aggressive. We saw a couple movements, but at this point, you know, when are we looking to make a play? You've got the Aegis on RNG. I forgot. Wow, I can't believe it. They had 2 DDs earlier and the Aegis Drow. For some reason, I'm thinking Tigers has it, but because they were playing so passively. But it's like, when are you going to look to take a fight if not now?
That's a good question. I don't have an answer for you, unfortunately.
Morph holding on to 6,000 gold. So that net worth isn't really a lead at the moment. It's pretty much an even game right now, even though the Morph net worth is so high.
Butterfly gets picked up now over for Drow.
Yeah. Maybe that's Q. We'll see. Here they come.
Maybe. They do have a sentry right down. Pizza Travel picked up on Necro.
We call RNG the kings of the late game. It's the typical Chinese style of minimize your mistakes, but you have to pay a costly price and also greatly reduce the number of chances you make, or take rather, to create big advantages for you by offensive movements. They have yet to cross the river.
Just taking their time. Can be aggressive, like you said. They had that STDs. You've got an Aegis. Is it the threat of the black hole maybe that's causing them to pause? I don't know. I'm not sure why they're playing just so passively.
I don't know. The black hole doesn't get any easier to deal with, and eventually Moon's going to have even more defensive items. He's going to finish up a Greaves if they win the next fight here. Did Ajit pick up anything? He did have 6,000 gold. Looks like he's going to go for the Ghost Scepter for now. Ensure he has enough for buyback. Actually, buyback bots at the moment. Would like to see him finish the E-Blade, though. I think if you're Tigers, just go all in. Make some moves.
It looks like they want to find something, but they haven't been able to quite find it just yet. Moonlight Shadow.
You can already look, they have no intention of fighting. You see Mirana shoving out the top wave. There's an Invoker there as well. In the meantime, Shadow Demon and Drow beeline bottom. No interest whatsoever in contesting Tigers in their own woods.
I do like the way that Stay is playing this. I like the way that he's constantly splitting up the map. He's finding what he can while allowing his team to just, continue to farm and get stronger as we go on here. Got that Axe queued up, of course, for Shadow Demon. Does have enough if he'd like to pick it up, but I'm sure he's holding on to it. So he also has buyback. That's necessary. Oh, they take down that creep that was getting TP'd too.
Poof. E-Blade is finished. Looks like the Aegis will just clock out. Neither team really utilizing the refresh. The Aegis will play a big role on which team clocks the gun to try and fight the enemy teams. Approaching 45 minutes, that means it's time for the runes.
Alright, go get them, boys.
And it's gonna
There it is. Sarif gets one of them runes. Monet gets another. Who else is gonna be a lucky rune picker up? Our Wonder Kid. That's Wonder Kid. And then we're missing one. Missing a rune here.
Oh?
Are we?
Oh, the Forge Spirit denied it. Oh, the little efficiency plays.
I like it. Afu. Afu. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh no! Fumble! But Ajit does find himself that Ogre Magi.
4-3-4-3.
He just wants to ward.
I wouldn't mind seeing Morphling just before killing the Ogre next time. Just morph into him, steal his Bloodlust, and, beeline for the base. Might be the move we see coming up. He's got enough for the Satanic, but I think he'll probably conserve gold for the buyback as expected. No real new items picked up on anybody. No, Moon actually looks like he bought the Greaves because he's out of buyback cash.
Yeah, just pick those up, I believe. That's a lot of systems.
Wait, what is that in his backpack? His soul ring?
Soul ring.
What did he buy?
Huh. He already had the... Yeah,
oh yeah, it's okay, I was making sure.
Just hasn't been delivered yet. Amazon Prime has spoiled us.
Ags picked up on Shadow Demon. He'll now have the break in addition to the charges on his ultimate.
That's going to be nice.
But doesn't really break anything other than the Heartstopper that's meaningful. And look bottom again, Stay just continuing to output pressure. He doesn't even have bots. He's just been playing so well around the map that apply this pressure unscathed. He's only had that one death, and think about how much time he's spent playing in this area.
Yeah, he basically lives in that bottom. When he's not a bottom lane, he's pushing out top half the time. This guy just understands that he's got to be in other parts of the map when they're not taking big fights, and he's splitting it quite well. He has the gem on him as well. You've got, I believe, who else has the gem here? Was it the Enigma that also had it? Yeah, there we go. Thank you, Mr. Observer. But I'm waiting for that black hole. I'm waiting for that moment where they decide they want to go in The first one we saw, I believe, with the BKB was not. It's not the best.
I feel like I'm mid-season of an episode of Dragon Ball Z. And you know, like, you
They're
love
just powering up the whole time.
Yeah, the whole time. You're just like, are they gonna fight? Are they gonna fight? Look, oh, the spell, oh, no, wait for the finale commercials.
Next time on Dragon Ball Z.
I mean, what do we break down here?
For the day.
Lincoln's picked up. The Aegis is not spawned yet, folks. I know that we're all excited. Gotta get into that pit, but no, it's not there yet.
Oh, you remember the last fight over the Aegis, right? That's gonna be hype. They're just waiting. They're building up that suspense, like we talked about.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
This is gonna.
These are the the fetch quests, the side quests that are coming out here as they make their way towards the main event.
Oh, will they cross the river? They're invisible. They cannot see them.
Well, I mean,
they invis. They're gonna run down the river, glare menacingly across.
Take out the ghost lady. Get out of here, ghost lady.
Almost. They patrolled the hell out of their side, though. You better not, like, we don't give a damn if you send your little minions out here. We're going to take them down. Just you cross again.
You're just going to start building a wall soon.
Hey, it's been effective. It worked for China. They've got the biggest wall in the world.
They do. But that was a long time ago.
That's true.
They built that wall, man.
It's a pretty incredible feat of human engineering, though. I don't know if you've ever checked it out. I haven't. My grandparents have, and they said it was real cool and just a marvel, a true marvel. But they said it in more of an old-timey way.
It's a wonder of the world.
That's true.
Yeah. That is a very, very big wall, trying to keep some of my ancestors out.
Can you name all 7 wonders of the world?
Can I?
Let's go back and forth. I did the Great Wall.
Okay, the Hanging Gardens.
The Hanging Gardens of Babylon? Isn't that an ancient, like a wonder of the ancient world? And it's this.
Does that count?
I don't think so.
Well, you didn't specify.
I think I mean like the ones that are like active, that you could go there.
That are active?
Like the Colosseum. That's
the pyramids.
True.
Right.
Is the Sphinx one too?
No, I don't think the Sphinx.
I don't think so either. It was a test.
I don't know.
I think it was in the Aztec or Mayan temple.
Oh boy, there's the jump with that BKB. They just blow up off, but there'll be none of that right now. Black Hole comes out on the side. They've got their eyes over here on Monet. Monet trying to flail wildly. Whoop. Going in this, but they do have protection. That's safe. Kid takes down that Monet. He buys that before. Oh, here they go. Yes, he will at the last second.
You know what they did wrong, Moxie? They crossed the river. You can't cross the river. You gotta stay to your side, okay? Stay within the boundaries given to you by the treaty. RNG, break the peace, and pay the consequences. They lose 2 immediate buyback. Another buyback from Afo, and there's no Enigma ult up. This could be big. That third row shows up with the refresher shard as a potential bounty.
Right to the face over here on the bait. Oh no, SRF. That might have been too greedy, my friend. The Atos comes out. They've got that Moonlight Gem. They've got the dust as well. Arrow gets thrown out by Aji, trying to just outplay them on her own game. Yeah, across the river. But you know what? Sometimes you need to make some change happen.
Yeah,
sometimes you gotta just, grow up here and go for it.
You're telling me. I mean, there's no Enigma ult now. So if you're Tigers, you're a little concerned. You don't have that guaranteed disable to deal with the BKBs, the enemy cores.
But look at this map. What is this map?
Like, this is what I'm talking about. This is where you want to be. Both teams back on their own high grounds. Glaring at the enemies. Killing the mid-wave.
Careful there, Moon Meander. You're getting a little too far on the side of the river there. We know what happens.
Yeah, he's got refresher finishing like 400 gold. That GPM talent still ticking. Number 2 in net worth. Moon Meander playing a hell of a game. A couple missed black holes. I'm going to blame him for the current stalemate after the misadventure that went down at that bottom bounty rune 30-something minutes ago when they lost the gem and 3. Pretty much equalized the game. Hex finished on Invoker. That could be the tool they need to, do a thing. They tried to do a thing earlier, but unfortunately it backfired. They ran up and found the entire Tigers lineup. And I don't know if you've ever run into a bunch of Tigers. It's unpleasant.
All the time, man. All the time. It is not a pleasant experience because, they're all like, and I'm like, oh no. And, I just barely escape with my life every single time, but...
This is a big morph thing again. It takes no damage in this pit, just farming away.
Arrow right to Roshan's face.
You can see he's like, no, you thinking about it? Nope.
Poor Roshan. Always walking into his house. Always slaughtering him. For that sweet, sweet receives an Aegis and a Refresher Shard, and that's a very dead little Hellbear over there. Throwing in some Forge Spirits.
Will it be enough though? I mean, can you really get into the pit? The Enigma also will be back up.
Lotus Orb gets thrown out here. No run to Zephyr. Arrow, not gonna connect. Oppo just kind of stand there for. They do jump forward. They have their eyes over here on the Zephyr, but Zephyr just gonna turn right back around again. That's gonna be a dead Ogre. Ogre, man, we have talked about this. You in the front.
And this is the problem with the lineup though. Who else can be in the front lines?
That's true.
No one can actually make a fight.
Oh, but they toss up Cataclysm. They throw it up. Cataclysm comes out. Tiny in for some trouble. We'll be able to go use that Yules. Buys us some more time, but Nightmare comes out over here onto Monet. They've got the scythe. They'll turn back around. They've got the what?
This one.
Oh boy, that black hole in the BKB's not gonna do nothing this time. Oh, they're going right back in. Tiny's gonna buy back. Look at the damage coming out from this Drow Ranger. They buy back on the Morphling as well. They're not willing to give this up, but the black hole just did nothing. The arrow coming in from the Mirana, just beautiful. They want this Aegis though. They want this Roach. They go right back in. Should be able to secure it.
Refresher Shard on the deck. Arrow's gonna land on the Enigma. Somebody give that man his Refresher Shard.
Yeah, give him another chance, guys, please, for the love of God. Oh my gosh.
Alright, so here's the plan now for your Tigers. You have collected all of the resources. Back away, regroup, get the Enigma back online. Then you have two of them. Who used buyback? SRF did.
The Tiny did.
The Tiny did. Did the Drow? I think Drow was responsible for that from earlier.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ogre, Mirana. If you can just black hole the Mirana, kill him, you're probably going to win the fight because then it's far easier to get on top of the RNG remaining two cores. And you can see the flaw in the draft where they can get these initial kills, but they have no real staying power in fights because none of the RNG can actually get in there. They are not able to get into the front. Want to remain on the back lines, and at a certain point when Tigers is all five, you just see them retreating. They can't gain any ground unless they kill more heroes. 29-17, approaching the 55-minute mark, which means the runes will soon be active.
Do they try to bait for it, do you think?
I have no idea. I can't tell you what's going to happen in this game.
What happened to Aura, Kyle?
He retired.
That was a short stint, my friend. Alright, we've got that Refresher Shard online on Enigma. Oh, that was a... alright. Anyways, moving forward.
Tigers deeper into enemy territory now than I've seen them in 30 minutes or so, which in Dota time is like nearly a decade.
It's a great battle, you know?
Yeah.
Battle to end all battles.
Day 9 of an epic struggle, you can see.
Yeah.
The big key will be Shadow Demon, I think. If he can get a Disrupt off onto the Morphling or continue to save his allies, like those Disrupt illusions do a ton of damage. An absolute ton. And then the key, of course, for Tigers is going to be Morphling continuing to play as well as he has. Ajit just really pairing his team for emphasis. Can he take out a...
He's also stressed right now. Alright, Idol is picked up now on Mirana. Again, glass cannon though.
Yep.
Perfect black hole. Ruins, absolutely ruins her face.
But he will do a ton of damage. I'm surprised. Does either team have a Vlad's yet? I feel like that would be a very important item.
So.
I don't think either team has really utilized the whole armor imbalance present in Dota 2 right now. I don't see... I think there's a Shiva's up on the Necro, but there's no AC, there's no Vlad's. Those are critical items to be missing for both teams. Arrows. He went the 3 arrow talent instead of the... Is it Mana Break? No. The Moonlight Shadow cooldown. That's pretty cool. I've seen a lot of heroes catching arrows, and it's kind of like the way RNG has to play, where they can't hard commit. So it's far better to just shoot out a ton of arrows and pray you land it, and then that guy's going to die. Because you just need that 3 to 5 second window blast into submission.
And pray, right?
Oh, yeah.
Get a shotgun instead of a rifle.
Schwarzenegger built a career on it, all right? You've seen the Terminator.
It also gives you more vision too, right? Being able to throw out those arrows.
Yep.
And that's what they did. That last fight, that arrow that connected over onto Ajit made all the difference. So
bots too on Zephyr's Tiny. He's like, I'm so sick of this Invoker messing around. I'm gonna be sure that I can hang out here at all times and deal with it.
attacked.
Because the cheap stick does not last nearly as long as Tiny with all that status resist.
No, status resist on that guy is insane.
But the question, will his Aegis be used? What are we waiting for, folks?
Tiny maybe to come back? Maybe they're hoping, like, can they get a pick off on Stay? Like, you know Stay's in that bottom lane. Why don't you...
I don't know. You're the expert, Moxie.
Why don't you be a little cheeky here, guys? Why don't you go wait in the trees, wait for him to get a little bit overzealous, take him out, and then just...
He's got a Lincoln's, though. There's no real way to initiate on him unless you're willing to blow the black hole. And he's one of the few heroes on the Dire side. In fact, the only hero on Team RNG that's got buyback.
Alright, well,
there we go.
Ajit goes up to that high ground. Damage coming out from Monet is like huge over there. They pop the Lincolns. We'll go the Moon. They're gonna have to just get out of here, says Zephyr. Just reset. Let's not worry. Below anyways.
Here we go.
Shadow Poison. They'll take down the towers. We'll turn their attention now over here onto the Bane. There's just too much coming out here. Monet. Oh, the connects over dodges the force up out. There's going to be a 4 black hole connect on 2 different heroes. Now, but look at this thrush. He's dishing out damage over here. We won't be able to do nearly as much. Cheese will get used, though, as well. Ajit said he's a little piggy. We'll be able to go and come back over the Aegis. But look at Zephyr. He's just getting ticked down the entire time. There's going to be the rush coming out. Moon, he flicks to the opening. He does the blind hole. There's no one in it again. No, not like this. Oh, my gosh. The tornado comes through. Throws everybody up into the air. We got a meatball coming through. A scythe comes out, but it doesn't do a damn thing. Triple kill coming out from Monet. They're still hungry. They're bloodlusted. They will take down Moon Meander. He's gonna buy back. What a disaster.
What a disaster indeed. I think you said it best. I've seen a lot of poorly constructed structures, but that fight setup from Tigers was just not deep. They preemptively, so the silences were deadly on top of the Morphling twice. They caught 2 arrows off of 1 shot, and Moon, unfortunately, hit no one with that second ultimate. Like, a little too much hesitation. I think if you're playing Tigers, get in there. Necro, Enigma, Morphling, everybody's got to go. If you give RNG the space to just sit in the backline and pepper you with damage, like, you're going to lose the engagements. They have no frontliner, and they're playing into their hands.
Look at this damage with the double damage run over here on Monet. Oh my god, over here. They just go right back into the base. You have no Morphling for 60-something seconds, no Tiny for 50. This is just yours for the taking.
I think you go to the phone there. No,
safe right now. I don't know.
Yeah, they can also get megas as all creeps are available, but I'm pretty sure they're going to be like, wait, guys, don't we just throw them?
Yeah, look at that. Monet says, let's do this. Let's go right now. Let's finish this up. We don't have to worry about the Morphling. We don't have to worry about the Tiny. I got all the damage we need right here, baby. Let's go.
Just like I predicted all along, the strategy comes online.
Again! There does a really good hit.
Look at the damage. They have Alacrity. They got Shadow Demon.
Look at these arrows! Oh my god, look at them just crazy till the BKB comes out. Monet's like, I'm done with this nonsense. Give me that one.
What in the hell?
They never give up gaming right there.
That is, you know what, Moxie? That I think is the line of the tournament for me. They are Royal never give up.
Yeah.
And you know what they did? Not do?
I don't know. Tell me.
They didn't give up, Moxie. They kept their tenacity. They trusted in the lineup. They believe in Drow, unlike many other teams in Dota 2, and they proved that, hey, we might look out of it. We might not be able to do anything on the enemy side of the map, but who cares? Because we trust in ourselves and our teammates. 343, you know, died a lot for the team. I would give my MVP to Afu. I thought his disrupts were on point, almost always in position to save.
He canceled some of those sights.
Yes,
they were
he
big.
did. He and the black holes as well. The few that Moon was able to land were pretty much completely negated by a defensive disruption. And Moon Meander, unfortunately, I think may be taking home the Twitch chat MVP. Not necessarily the award you want.
No, I don't think so. But you know what? It's going to be a fresh game after this. You've just got to reset, clear your mind, take a deep breath. It's going to be a whole new game. Don't get tilted.
Game 3 to determine which one of these teams will move on to the upper bracket will be coming up to you shortly. For now, quick break. See you soon.
Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban.
Tanky. Tiny fine.
Okay.
I've done that okay a lot. I've done that a lot of times in my relationship.
No.
Okay. Okay. Just let it go. Whatever you want.
No.
Oh, Invoker banned out. Interestingly enough here. I like Tigers, what they're thinking here. I like their meta heroes, but I don't see the synergy. I really don't see the synergy in Royal Never Give Up, though. What the hell is this, Bulldog? They got stuns, they got runs, they got hits, but where's the, you said lanes and mid-game are so important. How are they gonna team fight with these guys?
Well, you got Centaur, he's a good team fighter. You got triple 4 heroes stun. We talk about it a lot when teams don't have stun, but this team has 4 stun.
Sure.
So that makes them locked down, and then you just Monkey King ult on top of them, and then they die. It's not more to it, really. And Monkey King is gonna destroy Peel or Tiny in the lane. Even if that is a Tiny support in the lane, he's not really gonna be that strong. Oopsie.
Sorry, I was feeling behind the couch, and it turns out there's a computer that controls a lot of stuff that I just shut off. My bad.
Did you actually?
Okay.
Well, I didn't know. I was just feeling around because I got nervous.
Don't turn it off.
Okay. Anyway.
Husker ban.
Dire team pick.
Yeah. And Dragon Knight.
This is the hero you love.
I don't love it.
5 stun heroes now.
Yikes.
A lot of disables.
Looks like a pub game.
I don't. Late game carry Monkey King? I don't know. I'm not that much of a fan. We've seen these two teams having trouble going high ground. And I don't think any of these heroes will make it that much easier. Sure, DK is nice pushing, but I mean,
Monkey King 25 is impossible to do as a team fight in. But Undying. I see Undying. I pick Undying.
I'd like to see a little tower push for coming out from Tigers.
Yep.
I feel like if they got early game on lock with this lineup, they do a shoot load of damage.
I say
what?
Gee. Okay, okay. Now this series is what you used to pick against the DK mid, and it destroyed DK mid, but it doesn't do it anymore.
Why not?
Because Dota's changed.
So you said you would go for the Undying because you saw Undying, you win Undying. But now that you saw the OD, do you want to stick with your choices, sir?
I will switch to RNG.
Really? That actually switched you over?
Yes.
Why?
Because DK is better. They got tons of lockdown, and they will just stun everyone and kill them.
Do you think OD is just not good?
He's bad.
OD bad.
You know, I don't know what's happening with the OD pick. I think I do know what's happening with the OD pick. I'm going to go with Tigers, and I'll tell you why when the game's over. Because I know what they're thinking.
Yeah, I'm sure he does, guys. You wouldn't think so. It's a tricky one for me, but I also don't like the Wind Ranger lineup. I don't know. Wind Ranger. I'm going for Tigers as well. I'll trust their judgment in the
last time
OD.
you guys did this? You went against me?
Yeah, I went against Bullet before, and then I crushed him in 1v1 mid, so I settled that one as well. All right, time for the third and final game of the upper bracket finals. It is over to Kyle and Mox.
I'll let you win.
I don't know about you. I'm loving sassy Sheever coming out here.
All right, it's not sass. It's savage.
Oh, I love it either
She
way.
left sass behind on day 2.
But we got a game number 3 here, guys. So we got an OD and we got a Wind Ranger.
Pretty terrible heroes across the board. Both sides deciding that, you know, game 3 upper bracket final, it's time to pull out something completely different.
I like it though. I like seeing different, but I am also very concerned because these are heroes that are not very good.
No. Northeast Asia OD. Though. Him to have an excellent KD at some point and be indestructible.
There aren't many good matchups for laning in general with OD, correct? Because of the fact that he's just a lane dominator. So, I mean, this is it's going to be a bit difficult here for Royal Never Give Up. But, you know, they're never going to give up.
That's true. That's the key. But this game could be tough because they're going to have PL problems as well, I believe. PL, OD, the Undying as well. Just a difficult game. They do have a ton of stuns. Like, literally every hero on their team has a stun. So if they can chain those properly, win these lanes, they might be able to just get a bunch of BKBs because, you know, really neither team has too much damage through them.
That is true. That is true. Although I do feel like the more stuns you have, the better off you generally tend to be.
That's true. That's a good point.
Not always, but, you know, that lockdown. Pretty good stuff right there. Okay, time for the runes. Get some.
First again.
Yeah, I mean... Oh, look at that light strike array. Beautiful here. Okay, get first blood. They do get the rune.
That is not worth, especially when you consider that that went to the PL. He is going to be very happy about that. He's going to be going mid against the DK. Relatively skill-based matchup? Or no, the OD is going mid.
It's Interesting.
Why was they? What in the hell is Dale doing down there then?
I know he's, you know, doing PL things.
They must have been trying to juke. I don't even know. Let's just pretend that it was all part of the plan to get the first blood, and obviously it worked out well.
Yeah. Definitely did here. So we do have the matchup between Wunderkid on the Outworld Devourer and, of course, Stay on the DK. So this is going to be a not super comfortable game here for Stay, but this is also the king of, okay, I lost my lane, I'll just come right back later.
Yep.
See you later.
It's a very OD favored matchup. Is if he can especially win the first couple waves, and so far doing very well on the OD is Wunderkid. You just get those instacks going. DK can't cast Breathe Fire till Soul Ring, and you just get bonus damage. It's quite nice.
You have Afu playing the Wind Ranger here on the top lane. And was this the same person that played the Wind Ranger before? I've seen it. I know I casted a game. Saw some really good shackles actually out of him, but I think the other problem was that they didn't have a lot of damage to follow up at that time.
They really have the same issue in this game as well. And they really want their Monkey King to snowball, but I would definitely favor the Tigers lineup. I just think it's so much easier to execute. Whenever you play lineups like RNG, all their heroes do a static amount of damage. They need to chain their stuns near perfectly, and there's multiple methods of save on RNG. You got the heal from Undying, you got the OD that can astral someone under. It's just too difficult, I feel, to combo somebody down in a game like this, and the PLs are so elusive.
But at the end of the day, too, you talked about having that save, right? Having a save, finding a way to negate damage. You've got, you know, the heal that can come out from the Undying. You've got the Astral Imprisonment if someone gets caught out, like you were saying. There's a couple different methods over on the side of Tigers, and there's not so much here on the side of Royal Never Give Up.
Definitely not. Oh, 1437, he's getting really aggressive. He's got to be careful. I think he just dies if he gets stunned double edge there. Look how low he is already.
He's very low, yeah. Turns around, he looks for that decay.
They're doing a really good job ensuring they don't get double decayed. And Afu just putting out so much harass. You have 9 wind walks at level 1, so he's just spamming that off cooldown. And oh, 1437 in so much trouble. He's just gonna die if he gets stunned.
He's playing with fire here, for sure. Where'd it go? Dead? Where'd it go, SRF? That is yours for the killing. Oh, another mango. Power shot gets thrown out here. Oh, he is sitting so low. What's he thinking? Oh boy. Oh boy, what is happening? You know, he's gonna heal himself up again. Oh, get a double decay here. Do that little moonwalk.
He is playing with fire though. Like, my goodness. He's definitely pushing the limits.
Got some cojones on that boy. It's good. It's feeling like he knows his hero quite well here. He's very low. Might just suicide and go on back home for a little bit.
There's a regen rune top. He might walk for that as well.
Does he see it? Look at the 5 hit points. Neutral creep.
Not as value to die to those as it used to be. You have that super long respawn level 1.
He does that quite a bit though. We've seen quite a few players actually.
Yeah, I mean, it's still faster than walking to the regen or base.
Correct. Affirmative.
The PL in the meantime, I'm just going to chill up top. Mid lane, DK doing better than I would expect, but that's just kind of the new OD. You don't dominate lanes as hard as you used to. Really just kind of a bad hero. One of the lowest win rates in Dota 2, but you know, there are people who believe everything can work.
Well, if it's a comfort hero, why not pull it out now?
Yep.
Especially if you can get a good matchup like that against the DK.
And it really is just such a good OD game.
Sometimes the perfect game presents itself, and you'd be a fool not to use it, just because it's not quote-unquote meta. 1437's feeling very aggressive over here, but he's doing a good job here, Afu, making sure that he's only got eyes for the Wind Ranger, so it allows his core to go ahead and just farm up without much harass. Couple pings, okay, and just one runs out. Easy peasy. What did she say? Easy breezy.
Something like that.
Something like that. Oh, the Spirit Lance comes out though. Has already used that wind run. Pops the Fairy Fire.
God.
And 1437 sees that opening.
I have seen him do that so many times in this tournament. Just the surprise level 2 soul rip, the damage output from both those spells in combination. You know, one lance. They're pretty much 100-0 off food.
Runes. We get runes picked up. Monet grabs some. Zephyr grabs some. Stay. Not gonna stay here. It's gonna go shrine up. A lot of harass coming out here in the top lane though from Afu. Of course.
And mid gets real difficult when the OD is able to spam that Q without losing mana, as we just saw. 1437 a little bit of trouble.
I think it's fine.
I'm really surprised SRF is playing this passively. I feel like he could be like just charging this guy. We'll get ran down. 3-4. 14.
No. Ooh. Oh. Runes. Oh, the shackle.
Got him. He doesn't really mind though. I mean, it sucks to die, but you just respawn, rinse, repeat, come back to the lane, full health and mana, and continue hard harassing that Centaur, who is doing quite well up top in this lane.
Yeah,
PL very fresh.
Top CS up there. Avalanche.
Toss back.
Yeah, there goes the toss back. Right to Zephyr. Lands that light strike. Right. Should get a little help in the tower here. And it should be a dead 3-4-3.
Yep. He got the bloodlust off before he died though, so maximum impact before he hit the dirt. Nice toss back from Moon though, setting that up into the perfectly timed Lena stun. One of the favorite things to do when I play Tiny.
Nothing like efficiency. I still miss the days of IO Tiny mid when you could toss back, get a tether slow, spam out that avalanche. Oh, those were the days.
Agreed.
They're gone, and they're not coming back. Feels bad, man. Alright. Yeah, I would like to see SRF use some more of this mana. I'd like to see him be a little bit more of a bully here in this top lane. Afu doing a great job, though, obviously, you know, constantly clicking away over here. 1437.
Yeah, I think you should be casting stun off cooldown, especially now it's level 2. Like, just hit the PL with some damage. Keep pressuring.
Yeah, I was about to say, there's a good setup here with that shackle. Double Edge comes out, they'll heal up Hodget, though. Just a little flirting back and forth in this lane.
Yeah, you can just see, like, they're so strong up here with the Wind Ranger Centaur. Centaur really just such a beast laner. You have 2 spells that do super high damage and an insane strength gain and auto attack damage.
Stay actually using that dragon form here in the middle lane. Wonder Kid just going to push him back with a couple of those arcane orbs over there. Oh, nice stomp comes through. Shackle comes through as well, but not quite enough damage. And I have a feeling this is going to be a theme that we see throughout this game. Unfortunately, we're going to see Afu land some of these wicked sick shackles, and they're just not going to have enough damage. Bottom lane, getting some stacks on that Jingo, Moon Meander, and Zephyr just going to walk back.
We're going to shrine up top, no problemo. Heal up to full, farm a little bit of jungle camp, mid lane. OD continuing to accelerate. He's got the ult skilled now, so you got to be a little careful of your DK. But you can see the double bracer built to strength. He's got so much HP.
We've got 16 stolen over there here on Wonder Kid. He's almost passive again.
Really?
The look that he just gave me, my goodness.
I'm just enjoying some Dota 2.
Yeah, right?
Hit those creeps.
Look at that, look at those, the trees, you know, enjoy the ambiance, the sounds, these beautiful sounds and lines that we're hearing. It's lovely. Both of them picking up treads at the same time, twinsies. Except they're going to be wearing them differently, you know, like true twins, they want to be told apart. Alright, 1437.
In comes the Centaur.
In comes the Centaur. In comes Courier. Code of Defiance is complete now for SRF.
He is now indestructible, and the only thing that really threatens him is going to be the OD, but that hero takes so long to come up.
Afu again. Once again, they will be able to, you know, get that tombstone out. Bottom lane, Light Striker Ray gets used over onto Monet. He's just going to walk away. And everybody goes back to farming. Easy peasy. Middle lane is just, you know, OD versus a DK. Nothing too crazy here. Got double bracer on the line.
I'm really curious to see what item he goes on the OD. I feel like it might just be like that Pike BKB. You can't really mess with the BKB OD in this game, and his ultimate's just going to be so much damage. I'm not sure if that hero's any good. You don't really push lanes ever. I mean, you need to be ahead of a game to really take it over, and he is playing against a lot of stuns, but you know, you never know.
Well, he's on top of the net worth right now, so that's looking pretty good for him. He hasn't had any real pressure in the middle lane. Obviously, Stay not having the greatest time having to deal with an OD. In fact, he actually picks up a haste rune. Those little wings on his butt flap. There he goes. Look at this guy.
That's so...
What?
Nothing. I just can't.
I call it how I see it.
No, you're not wrong. It's more I'm just like, I just finally noticed it, and I'm just like, wow. It looks like there's a scene in the Fairly Odd Parents where it's like a centaur with wings. There's like a horse with these little butterfly appendages. It's just, you know, it shouldn't provide enough lift to really get you airborne, but, you know, I'm not a lore master like Slacks, but hey.
Lore. Who even listens to lore?
Alright, DK gonna rotate towards top side just to continue applying pressure. His Centaur's so far ahead, he's not really afraid of anything. Undying's gonna TP mid. I figured this might happen. You now smoke across, just track the DK's movements and try and keep your tower alive, because the OD still trumps this Dragon Knight up top.
Sneaky here. Get that fort out. They'll make their way over. Alright.
Here we go.
Team 37 getting into position. There's going to be the ultimate. The tombstone gets thrown down. In comes Jordy. He does get stunned up. They have the center ulti though. They're going to try to run away. This PL hunting down over here onto Stay. We'll be able to throw a couple of these hints. What's happening with the OD? OD's going to get tossed up. Oh boy. There's a lot of people chasing after this Dragon Knight. He just pops.
Whoa.
My goodness.
Oh,
bottom lane, Lena. Lena throws up Light Striker, right? Monet, too smart for that. We'll just duck around and clean up.
Well played, nice juke, gets the pick off. Really surprised the OD used ultimate there. I mean, Moon still had stun, and he blows a 2.5 minute cooldown. There's a lot of it expended for that. Siafu just going for the full laning phase build, maxing out his E, just going to avoid auto attacks and continue trading with the PL. Moon looking to rush the Blink Dagger, as is the DK. Monet having a nice game. Ajit's PL a bit behind, but he'll be alright.
Well, did get that rotation out of the ODs right back to the mid lane. And yeah, so what's the play here? What are we just gonna see? Oh, never mind. Wonder Kid. He's got himself an invis. This is making goo eyes over here at Afu. It's like, come on. You know you want to come back to this lane. Afu's like, yeah, something doesn't feel right. I am gonna hang out here by the tower. And he'll just go on right back to that mid lane again. Do you have the level 6 on the Lena now? Laguna online.
It's a curious position for both teams. I don't really see... neither side can really pressure towers. RNG does have the DK, but if he gets mirrored by the OD, he's never going to be in a position where he can apply pressure to enemy structures. And OD, I haven't seen this hero in months.
It feels like, I mean, I like the way that Wonder Kid is playing this because he's been following around the DK, right, protecting the tower, so he's being fairly active. It's not like he's just completely AFK farming, because you need to make space for this Phantom Lancer, because you've got Afu. It's constantly just going to be, you know, plinking away there, using that, what's going on here? Alright, just throws him into the imprisonment. Once these last hits, 1437, just steals a little bit of that, strength there for a little bit, yeah.
Yep, Blink's going to be finished on Centaur up top, so they're going to have the ability to make some moves pretty soon, and RNG is certainly going to hit a faster timing. They're going to have Echo in a moment, Blink DK, Blink Centaur. They can get super active. Centaur can feast on this Lina all game if he gets going. Moon's still a little bit behind his pace.
Yes, it just decides where they want to reveal this Blink. So he does have it. It's a fairly wealthy Centaur right now. Third in net worth. Blink, Cut of Defiance. Does he make a rotation, do you think, to the bottom lane? Where do they want to apply the pressure, I guess is the question. I feel like top is... Oh, they show off the Blink, actually, there.
I think you want to stay top. You don't want to ever give PL a free game.
Okay.
And if you go bottom, you just make it really easy for the OD to play Dota. You want to try and stay aggressively on this side of the map.
Afu, they're kind of... Yeah, watch out for that shackle, guys. You're standing right in a little line. Force staff is completed. And that's the end of Afu. It is also the end of Zephyr there in the bottom lane. So he gets taken down by Stay. So we do see these mids making rotations, getting kills, but they still need to hit buildings. And we have 1437 kind of hanging out over here on the side.
He's got a ward down behind him.
Got a double damage on Moon, too. Moon toss back, comes out right to Wonder Kid. He says, thanks for the dragon, friend. Monet now trying to fight his way away. There's quite a few of these dire heroes who are chasing after him. They'll find themselves that Ogre. Nice multicast coming through. Will actually turn around. They get the avalanche onto the Ogre. 343 trying to run himself out. This is going to be a noble sacrifice that protects his core. I do not think that he's going to make it out, but, you know, what do I know? Look at this little guy.
He's very fast.
He is.
Level 3 bloodlust already. And Moon missed 2 tosses, unfortunately, throwing archers instead of his friendly OD, so they'll miss out on that kill.
On a tough day for Moon.
It's a tough day. It's a tough day for Dota. Moxie.
Day for Dota. Blink Dagger picked up on our DK, though. Hood of Defiance on the Phantom Lancer. Items are happening. Dota is happening. Let's see. If we can see any surprises come out from these guys, alright?
I mean, we've already been pleasantly surprised.
Ooh, there it is. There's a jump forward. The stump, the double edge. A little bit more damage, actually. Ducks away. Hajit still alive. There's going to be a Mumiander coming right back in with that avalanche. Will turn it around. They've got the heal for 43. They want to get a little bit more damage over into this Ogre. He's still alive. They drop that tombstone. And now they'll just kind of split apart. Wonder Kid will show up at the last second. Take down 343. Stay gets himself a haste rune.
He's got a blink as well, but that means the side of RNG really not going to scale that well. They went blink very early on their 2 hard initiators, and Monkey King not exactly a hard carry in a game against PLOD. He might have some serious troubles. Nice play there from Moon with the 3-man stun to counter initiate.
What would you prefer to see them build?
I think you wanted the DK to go Shadow Blade in this game, just because it's much easier to open on a PL that way, and it's just a better item for scaling purposes. I don't really like when you double up on blink daggers when you have nothing to provide invisibility. Plus, it really just slows down DK's progression. Because you need a BKB ASAP to fight an OD, so blink daggers means you're very low damage. Up bottom.
Oh, they did. Ooh, alright. I thought they weren't going to get that, but they get the kill over on Zephyr, and SRF gets a kill. Yep.
Yeah, nice play. Just both blink. All the blinks paying off, kind of as expected. Looks like we might see a Battle Fury next item on Monet. It's a curious choice. Again, BKBs are so critical for both sides here.
I feel like they haven't been able to do quite as much as they'd like with this Dragon Knight, though. Especially because, again, you have that OD that's just following him around, foiling his plans half the time.
Yeah, but you have no towers, and that's really what stops an OD in his tracks. OD hates faster games because you have no real method of clearing waves quickly. If you can extend the laning phase for as long as they have, I mean, you're totally fine with this. All your towers are alive. Now the game kind of plays itself. You just track down these strength heroes, and when you feel them rotating somewhere, bring your squad. OD Undying, you can't team fight into these heroes, and look at this, the backstab.
Whoa, I like, oh, the DK again. Stay trying so hard. Let's go and use that Stampede. That's what, the third OD ulti that they've used just on DK?
Just drop the hammer, baby. That one may not have been necessary either, but you know what? Better safe than sorry. That's what Wonder Kid thinks, and he gets the last hit as well, which is something that can't be understated. Yeah, maybe you squander the ulti, but it ensures you stay ahead of the game. Already gonna have 4-staff blink at a very nice timing. Oh, the juke on the front forward. That
Wonder Kid, that is very optimistic. Because in comes some more friends here. Multicast, they get the Monkey King ulti off. They might be able to take down this Undying. Yeah, they would definitely be able to find him. And Meander is trying to find an opening as Wonder Kid now is in the middle of 3 different heroes saying, I could use a little help here. When Meander trying to make his way over as fast as he can, but they'll lose the OD. The Multicast comes out. Lena, nice light strike array, takes down that Ogre. Should be able to obliterate a little bit more. No, they haven't been able to take down that center just yet. There he was. They'll take him down. And in comes the Phantom Lancer as he does cleanup duty in the top lane. Stay is just going to run himself back to the mid lane. He's like, yep, nope.
There was no DK in that fight, and honestly, if the Courier had been bringing the OD as Blink, he would have survived as well. I have no idea what you're thinking diving that deep. The moment Centaur misses his stun, you've got to get the hell out of dodge. Drop the Monkey King ult, sure, collect the free kill on the Undying, but after that, you guys got to get out of dodge.
So here becomes the next issue, is that they used quite a few ultimates during that. They used the Monkey King ulti, they used the Stampede. That makes it so they can play a little bit more freely around this map.
And I love the build, and I also just love support Lena. When you get this Aether Lens in the cast range, you saw that stun was from miles away. He could have been across an ocean, still would have hit that. Get the double stun, buys time for Moon to survive and hit his double stun. I think this hero is going to be very effective throughout this game for Tigers.
Top lane. They actually used that Centaur ulti again, SRF.
And bear in mind, this was the first 2 PL. It's one of Tiger's favorite cores, if not their favorite. And it really wasn't addressed by RNG. They were banking on getting out to an early lead and stifling the PL's map. But they only have the 1 tower. We're 20 minutes plus into the game. I think you're going to have major issues with this guy.
This is not how you want to be playing this draft, for sure.
OD.
Hey.
Wonder Kid.
Alright, there it is. They go. They use the ultimate. Multicast comes out, though, from the Ogre, forced down to the low ground. They did drop the Tombstone during that, so that is one of the bright sides here for RNG. It's not going to be available in that next fight quite off the bat, but the Blink forward coming up from Wonder Kid. I heard a stun over here. Yeah, that's going to land over here on Ajit. Oh, Ajit has his eyes on Stay. Won't chase that far, though, realizing, yeah, I could go after it, but I don't need to.
Yeah, and the problem with PL as well for RNG is that all of their heroes have mana struggles. It doesn't take much time for PL illusions to just render you And Centaur, DK, if you can't stun people, how are you ever going to find kills? Look at the pressure coming out.
I like it. I like the way Tigers is playing.
Some aggression. Been missing this.
Like Tigers. Rawr, I love it. I love it. I hope Flax makes sure that he does his best Tiger impersonation later on that panel.
I can guarantee it.
I think sometimes he just does it anyways. Doesn't even matter if there's Tigers having a game or not. Let's hear him talk about Mr. Kitty Cat, as he likes to call him. But yeah, you know, they don't have a solution right now. How do you get in there? How do you defend this tower? Answer? You don't.
Pretty much. And I think they can do the same thing bottom. You see the line being drawn. They start to invade the bottom half of the Radiant jungle. Meantime, DK, Monkey King, still up top.
I'm loving these wards too coming out and the Radiant
Oof, fast fingers.
jungle here. Keeping good tabs under the areas that they might potentially be wandering through. Making it a bit unsafe for them to even be in their own jungle if they're hunting. And look at this 1437. Snow, something's up. Does drop the Tombstone. Doesn't quite have that backup just yet, but you know what? Here he is. Here's Moon. Throws out that toss back avalanche, and that's a dead Wind Ranger. Stay still looking, but he jumps onto Moon Meander with that stun. It's not going to last very long here. Just gonna try to chip down the tombstone. They're waiting to go back in. They heal it up. Oh, first thing, the toss up into the air. Dragon Tail comes out. He still wants that tombstone. Does manage to get it, but I don't think it's worth it because they fall with the Laguna Blade. Lots of damage here. Monkey King drops the ulti, but they don't care about it. They got nothing to hold them in place. They're just gonna go running at them. Look at Wonder Kid. He's got his eyes over here on this ogre. Oh dear, I have a feeling with 343 is not long for this world.
How in the hell did how did Wonder Kid TP top and still manage to make it all the way bottom before support from RNG could arrive? Dragon Knight was hitting that tomb for a solid 15 seconds, and you'd think that, okay, there's got to be a time crunch, like his teammates are on the way, this OD, this Tiny are in big trouble, and they just don't show up. PL wasn't even in the fight. I mean, Tigers and their aggression seems to have just caught RNG off guard. They can't play this passive style against the hunting lineup of Tigers. And 1437, what great game sense. How many times in both game 2 and 3 has he just found enemies in trees? Just, why not play aggro? Get him.
You know how that OD got to the bottom lane so fast? Butt wings.
No comment. Take your victory.
Oh, I take it. I'll take it for sure. Alright, so we've got that pressure here.
That spot for Afu.
Look at 1437. Look at Moon Meander. Afu. Afu, my dear. My dear. You can run, but you can't hide. Yeah, there's going to be the avalanche, the toss. Couple of right clicks. Shackle connects. Doesn't matter. Tree to the face. Wind Ranger is out of here.
And look at the rest of his team. Like, they're all just playing top jungle, but they're not even looking to pressure the tier 2 because they feel unconfident dealing with PL because they don't have the damage. Like, there is no sustained damage for RNG. If they can't 100-0 somebody, they're not going to die. And you're in big trouble already the way this game is playing out. Who even utilizes this ogre attack speed? The DK didn't itemize for damage, and the Monkey King is going Echo Saber, and I believe still into that Battle Fury. How is that? Like, what's the game plan? When do you come online with this draft?
Game plan is that hopefully Tiger stops pushing the envelope here and maybe he has a little mercy on them, but I really very much doubt that. They did get the BKB on DK, but where's your damage?
I agree. I think Tigers is one of the smarter teams in this tournament. If there's anything to gain from that game 2 they played, it's, hey guys, we were ahead. Let's play faster. Let's play to beat these guys and stop being cowardly lions, all right? We've already seen Oz. We met the wizard, and we've got courage. And they're playing like they do.
Definitely. You know, it's disappointing seeing RNG earlier being very, very aggressive. Not today's match, but the match before. It felt like a whole, fresh, new Royal Never Give Up. And I feel like they're still trying to do it, but they're just not finding that success just yet. So.
And you know you're pressured when you have to smoke defensively into your own jungle. They will find Alina, but, I mean, is that that value?
I mean, it's something. At this point, they got to look at silver linings for everything.
That's true.
Bit by bit, but Wonder Kid is just...
They are 10,000 gold ahead, and most of that is on the PL. And that is the one hero you're going to have a major hard time dealing with. He'll be closing in on his heart pretty soon, and at that point, I question how in the hell you will ever kill that Phantom Lancer.
It'll be their own question, I'm sure, when they reach that point.
And the BKB OD, you're going to just go in with PL and OD. Neither of these heroes are going to be able to die, and the carry factor for RNG can come online so much.
Oh dear, the blink.
Got him.
And the pop. Plus the double damage, too. Alright, well, there's no ogre.
Moon turning up after that dismal Enigma performance. They said, hey, let's give you the time. You know, every Han player can play timing. And he's proving that, you know what? They can.
Well, thank God for that.
Vanguard on Centaur, but that's actually improper. I mean, on one hand, you want a Crimson deal with the PL, but they're not itemizing for the OD. They need halberds, they could use BKBs, maybe even an offensive Yules. You need to try and prevent this guy from auto-attacking, because right now, you're going to have 0 BKBs, and he's just going to auto-attack a few times and drop the hammer, and it's going to be more devastating than that time Undertaker threw Mankind off Hell in a Cell.
Thought they were starting to move top towards Stay again. Yeah, look at that circle. They know there's a Dragon Knight over there. Are they going to go for the kill is the question. Oh, 1437 just hanging out here in mid, chilling. Find themselves exactly what they're looking for. BKB comes out, so that will deter for a little bit, but now that they know that's on cooldown, they can just go right back in again, Kyle.
Indeed. And as you can see, there's no turnaround. Like, Dragon Knight has absolutely no damage. He is approaching, Tiny rather, Moonmeander is catching him in net worth, and that's kind of the downside of buying Blink Dagger first, that if you don't use it, you lose it. Your advantage, that is.
Correct. Absolutely correct. They just clear out this creep wave so fast. They're taking over the map. It's getting very difficult for Royal Never Give Up to find these openings where they can get farm. They can make things happening. 4-3-4-3. Like, I feel like every time he goes anywhere near his woods, he's playing with fire. He's gonna get murdered. The second they see him, they just say, "Get out of our land." Fuels over here. Light Strike Array, followed up, here comes the OD. They have to use the Stampede to get Stay out.
But now you're playing against an OD with stacks. Look at that, the heart almost complete on the Phantom Lancer. At that point, Roche opens up, and you know, you don't have a BKB on the Monkey King. If you're Tigers now, you've got that critical advantage. Get Roche and end this game before the BKBs come online.
There's the heart. There's Stay. Ooh. They're gonna go for it? Yeah, they're searching, trying to find him. But Moon sees the opening, drops Tombstone, and there's nothing that Stay can do this game.
There definitely was something.
Oh boy. Oh, Laguna followed up with just some nice right clicks here from Wonder Kid.
That's what I'm talking about. The speed, the tempo, the pace. This is the ferocious Tigers lineup I was hoping I would see. Bringing that, the sea storm almost, the destruction, the tidal wave sweeping across the map. Indeed. Nice play there, and they can pressure now. They know Monkey King's got no BKB. You got a few stacks on your OD, and hard on PL. Just keep going. Let's do it.
You can't. I don't know how they kill him. Like, they have to use so much just focused on the PL to take him down. They don't even have to worry about Roche right now. They know that Monkey King's down. DK has no damage. It's going to be very survivable, but you just ignore him, hit this tower, and you're golden.
Yep.
You're golden.
Easy peasy. You can see he's just making up illusions, then he's going to doppel, hit tower, or just charge them forwards, deny people the ability to close gaps here. I think you just get the tier 3, maybe you back, maybe continue, we'll see. The 4 staff away.
He's out. He's out.
He's already TB'd bottom for the runes.
Some runes, though. They're valuable.
Indeed, and he's going Ags too. I like it. You're going to deny the BKB effectiveness. You're going to be able to initiate with the Tiny, and even if they pop BKB, if they're under 800 or so HP, all of a sudden Lee's going to land that kill. And Afu, too late. The early bird has already ran away with the worm, my friend.
Such a shiny worm, too.
The game shifts a bit.
And you heard Coach Kyle here, guys. Get in there.
Just do it.
You got it. Flaunt it. Make some stuff happen. You are very, very strong right now. We're getting closer and closer towards that BKB. There's going to be the jump forward.
I just can't help but feel like, you know, the winner of this tournament. Nice shot of getting the Roche Undying, popping off with the bonus damage, of course. But the winner of this tournament, they go on to the Major. And I gotta feel like when we see those teams of that caliber, there's going to be a lot more aggression.
Alright, so Stay uses his BKB to survive here in the top lane and TP away from Tiny. Now, that opens the doors.
Oh yeah.
There's no BKB on your Dragon Knight. Things are a little bit scary. They just rip down these trees too.
And Tigers has done a great job expanding upon their lead. Just feel like they're making it not necessarily more difficult for themselves, but I have a bit of PTSD after that last game. I want to see them tighten the noose a little bit more, because they need to find that opportunity to win a fight and get a Rax in the next 5-10 minutes. Otherwise, you're going to have a game reset, you'll have BKBs, and all of a sudden, you're fighting a Monkey King in the Roche pit for Aegis #2.
Just thinking back to the Roshan diaries of day 5 of staking out in front of the pit. Our food supplies are running low. The runes are gone. We can't get out.
That game was...
Oh, hey, Halberd. We do get something to help deal with Wonder Kid's OD.
The more tools, the more time you give RMG, the more tools they're going to have. OD, one of the easier heroes to itemize against, in that you can just stop his attacks. Here we go, though. Game time.
Let's go. Let's go, baby. I'm ready. All right. Sepher, sitting far back, just waiting for that beautiful Light Strike Array that hopefully can land. Wonder Kid doesn't really hit towers, but, you know, lending that that support for when the fight does break out. 1437, doing undying things. Moon Meander sitting far back. Do see the Monkey King trying to do some stuff here in the top lane, but I think he needs to go home right now because you have an infestation in your base.
I like what Ajit's doing here. Oh my god.
Good shackle again. What does it do?
Yeah, but he wants to. You just can play aggressive here. You have Aegis, you have Heart. Aggressively zone the enemies and ensure your Lina OD can just kill the tracks for you. Monkey King, no TP, actually running back to the base. He's already down the melee rack, but he does pick up a DD on.
Oh, SRF taking a lot of damage here. Moon Meander leaps forward with that blink. It's gonna be too late here. Look at this. Look at this damage. Again, Ajit doesn't care. He's got an Aegis.
Yep. Monet knows he can't come fight. He needs BKB. Like, RNG recognized that win condition. There it is. He picks it up.
BKB, is it going to be enough?
We'll find out soon. No tombstone.
Going to be enough. Look at all those wards getting placed down. They've got the Maelstrom online now for the Wind Ranger. There's a little bit more damage now. Getting better, but we still have a heart. Yeah, the jump forward, stays Dragon Form to jump out from Moon Meander. BKB gets popped though over here. Still trying to chase out the Monkey King coming forward. He's getting that ultimate off. There's a lot of people sitting around that do manage to finally take down Sepher over here, but they'll take down the Tombstone as well. You still got Ajit. He's still just very, very tanky. Has the Aegis. Moon Meander's just rolling around in circles here. This rock gathering no moss. Takes down the Ogre. They've got their eyes on SRF, but he's a tanky lad. He's there's the hammer coming right out. The buyback goes as well. Oh, Afu hanging out here in the bubble will just pop. More buybacks coming out. They're not ready to give up just yet. They've got their eyes over here onto this Monkey King. He just cannot get away fast enough. Gonna try to run all the way back to the base. Can he do it in time? No. Ajit says no. Going right back over to SRF. He is in no man's land. They're going to be for it. They'll take him down. They'll take down 3-4. I'm not even sure what 3-4-3 is trying to do. I guess he's trying to kill the Lina. Doesn't manage to get that kill. The GG comes out. Tigers.
They did it. They actually did it in 35 minutes. They didn't stick to their territory. They said, no, we know our timings. We know we're strong. They recognized, you know, both teams, they kind of did play well. RNG realized we need Monkey King BKB to have a prayer in this fight. They still didn't. The PL was a problem. No real tools to deal with that hero on the entire draft. And well done by Tigers. They're going to move on to the grand finals of this first inaugural minor that gets you to a major of the season.
They have just been so incredibly solid. Like, I've watched these guys from the first day that they played, and they just seem like they figured out exactly what they need to do. They've got great drafting. They're playing together very, very well. Hats off to them. I'm looking forward to seeing them in this grand final.
Yeah, me too. I think that they've got a lot of potential. One of the teams that I think has grown as this tournament's progressed, and outside of their lack of drive to go win game 2, I felt like they were the more solid team in all 3 games. They should have won all 3 games. And RNG, back to the drawing board. You've got a very powerful Na'Vi team that's been on a roll, waiting for you in the losers bracket final tomorrow. Anything could happen.
It's going to be a great game. I'm looking forward to it for sure.
Yeah, me too. I think that I felt like it was going to be Tigers versus Complexity in the grand final. Obviously, that's no longer a possibility. Personally, I think Na'Vi is going to be the stronger team because just right now, the matchup, like, I just think Na'Vi's playing too fast. RNG's lineups and the way they play, it's just